over there.
I am most certainly not having a good time.
Oh, I forgot. It goes through your microphone. Okay. I think it's loaded. Yep, we're good. Alright, cool.
Yeah, all my lasers, 5. But I only have 4 lasers. I mean, I'm a heavy. I'm a heavy that's 10.
Hello?
I keep forgetting plan.
Still coming through.
Is Dibs hot micing on my end?
Dibs?
Ordo. He rebranded.
Yeah, we do hear him through the mic every now and then.
Alright, I'll switch to push to talk.
Don't forget to change your icons.
That's the thing. Stuff, D&D refs. There we go.
You know, it's set to shuffle the audio, the music, and somehow I wound up with this same song twice.
RNG is not with you today.
No, it's... I mean, I love this song, so, you know, it's not that big of a problem, but still.
It's offline again. Invisible. Thank God. Alright, where's Chim at?
Yeah, I am right here.
Alright, Fungeon Master. Let's do this.
You know, in these images that are in a tabletop image, the raindrop cake is interesting in its own right, but what's got my attention is that boat made of, what is that, veneer that's been folded into a boat?
You mean the one that's two above the raindrop cake?
It's at the very bottom. No, yeah, those are oyster shells. Talking about the very bottom, the most recent one.
Oh. The channel above this one. So,
Yeah, in tabletop image. Go on.
the raindrop cake, I don't know about the little boat thing there. I just know that, that's a dessert thing that, Cobalt, or Yark, had found for, you know, his little Iron Chef thing that he did.
Oh, those are pretty good. Yeah.
It's amazing. It looks delicious. As delicious as
Pretty
something
good.
with absolutely no coloring or distinguishing features can look. But it's the
From
boat that it's in that gets my attention because I like the construction of it.
Little bamboo bowl.
Oh, it's made of bamboo?
Uh-huh.
Nice. So yeah, it's simple, it's cheap, biodegradable.
Waiting for Harrison.
From what I understand,
Yeah.
the raindrop cake has basically no flavor.
I mean, that much can be expected. It's just water and agar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty much. The flour in the middle normally is what gives it its flavor, so normally you want to make like a larger flour on the inside or a multitude. You pretty much use a syringe to inject like a cream inside, so when you bite into it, it gives you some form of flavor. Like normally it's vanilla and matcha, for instance, if you really want to
You
go
can't
hard.
blend an extract into the agar as you're making it.
You can, but it'll discolor it a little bit, and people are kind of fanatics about like the clear see-through part.
Well, not all
It can
flavorings have
also-
color. Just find one that's clear.
True. I've only made it once, so I only know like a little bit of what I've done.
Blending it in with the ajar can also mess up the texture to a degree, which
That I
could
believe.
go- it
That
could
I
go
fully
well,
believe.
but it could make it hard to get the actual raindrop look.
Radiant ball.
Yeah, that I get. That makes sense.
That's kind of why the bottom one has the, I forget what it's called, but like the little cinnamon and the liquid. The black tarish liquid there is kind of a sweet liquid where the cinnamon stuff, you're supposed to mix the two in with each bite to give it a...
I'm sorry,
texture.
I can't hear a single word that you're saying.
Basically the two things on the bottom, the black liquid and the cinnamon-like stuff, is there to give it taste and texture.
It's nothing. It's nothing wrong with your equipment or anything like that. You're transmitting perfectly fine. It's noise at my end that I can't do anything about right now.
Sorry.
Noise.
All right, everyone. Hello and welcome to the stream. I am Raw Zim, and this is Red Flag Rejects Dungeons and Dragons. I think I'll just go ahead and turn this over to Chim for the recap. Well, actually, Rosalia, you were pretty active last time. Why don't you do the recap?
They took my barrel. All my precious gunpowder was stolen from me. But we did kill a whole lot of rats with it, so, I mean, checks and balances. Specifically, my memory's a little bit foggy. We had a couple canceled weekends, so it's a long time ago. We did kill a whole bunch of rats with the gunpowder. We got ourselves the boat. We got the boat supplied. We've pretty much pissed off everybody on the island, but that's not news. And, oh yeah, Timber ended up captain. We're still trying to figure out how that happened.
Trial by combat.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I was kind of sort of expecting Shiro to win. I mean, he's got that wild magic. I just expected him to turn Timber into a marten.
You underestimate the fact that, yes, he did have an ally, and I had an ally, but he was still outnumbered because the Empress was on my side.
Did you just admit to cheating?
It is not cheating when you win.
The winners write the history books.
That is the
Exactly.
That is the perfect
The
paladin
winner scribes
answer.
write the history books.
Did you just admit to cheating? It's not cheating if you win. That is a paladin answer if I ever heard one.
We also had like the will of the chat kind of influenced the hell out of that too.
Also, remember that Timber said that he did not need help.
Oh, speaking of Timber not needing help, Timber needs help. Because Timber, he went straight to the captain's quarters to go and have a private emotional break.
No, nobody knows about that. Be quiet.
Chat needs to know. The audience knows.
Okay, baby.
So Timber's a big failure. Timber went to the captain's quarters to have himself a little meltdown.
No, I was totally alone and everybody was watching.
And
Okay.
the person who's 50% ear overheard it.
As well as Shiro. Shiro overheard it as well.
But I can't remember, was Shiro able to pick out specifics, or he just knew that Timber
I just
was...
knew what was going on.
No, he knew it.
He knew that Timber was having a little meltdown, he just didn't know exactly what was being said.
I don't know what you're talking about.
If I remember right, he caught like bits and pieces of it. You, because you were like right outside the door, basically leaning against it, heard almost everything.
Just have that big old rabbit ear just go up against the wall.
The Empress has given me a helmet to hide all of my shit.
So, Timber doesn't feel like he's worthy of being captain. The only reason he accepted the position was because it was trial by combat. It was a challenge that was issued, he had to accept the challenge. It was a challenge that he won, so he had to accept the spoils. It was a position it was a promotion he was given, so he had to accept the promotion. He's failing upward, he doesn't know how.
Trial by combat.
Why did I succeed?
You were the one who asked for it.
Oh, I will be the bestest, of course.
What is... Zim, what is that?
a Martin video. It's Uma
Oh, okay.
playing around
Okay, I
with
just
a
looked
glass
back
of
over.
water.
Okay, for a second there, I thought that you had a glass there. It's like, are you getting a drink? But yes, so Timber ended up captain. He doesn't feel like he can handle it, but he doesn't want anybody to know that. The only people that overheard his self-doubt were Shiro and Rose. And Rose has, without letting him know that she knows that he blows,
I know that she knows that he knows that I know.
Actually, real quick question. I remember that the main Martin was taken out of your bag. Did you ever take out Timber out of your bag?
Yes, Timbo made sure he looked in his bag. He barricaded himself. He made sure he looked under everything.
I wanted to make sure, that's all. It was just Timber and the only mirror.
Yes. The Empress and the audience and the people with really good hearing. But Timbo doesn't know that. So he will keep inflating himself.
we may only have one mirror, but all Timber has to do is just lift his visor and smile into the mirror, and we'll have several small ones.
No. Everybody knows that I'm hot under all this armor. I wear this armor not to protect myself, but to protect everybody else.
Your armor's like
Well-
a safety blanket, isn't it, bud?
So that's where we're at right now, is getting the ship in ship shape. And Rose has offered to help Timber any way that she can. From what she told him is that she just wants to be an effective part of the crew. But her real reasoning is that she realizes he's going to be doing anything he can to not be the one giving orders, so he needs someone else who is willing to make the decisions he doesn't feel he can make.
I don't know what you're talking about, Roselia. I'm the biggest and the bestest.
So, are you bigger than that cat?
Well, if you remember on episode 5, he said he was 5 foot something. I'm 6 foot something.
I distinctly recall a chest puffing
Remember on episode 1? I remember. We can go back. Go back to episode 1 when you first ran up to him and he said he was 5 foot something. Timbo is 6 feet when he's hunched, but 7 feet tall when he stands up. Haha! I'm using his words against him. That's because I watch every episode. But be quiet. I'm the captain. I'm the biggest and the bestest. And if he wants to fight me, I will dunk on him for the Empress.
So we're going back to episode 1. You all wake in a field. Nothing of note is around you.
Speaking of people and big bad dorks, where's Timmy? where's
Not
the
going to be in
text?
this game.
He's not up
Barbarian.
for joining tonight.
Oh, damn.
Only because he totally got intimidated by Captain Timbo Norjingle.
Timber?
Von Glorious
Timber? Timber?
Yes?
Would you give me an intelligence saving throw, please?
Hell yeah, I will. Don't you know that's like the bestest thing I'm good at?
This is going to
What do I
end
need to
well.
beat?
As I thank you very much for that donation.
Oh I didn't know it was possible for Timber to actually derp, but he accomplished it.
Timber, you now believe that you are 3 feet tall.
Oh,
That is the tallest 3 foot tall person I've ever seen.
I have been drunk again.
Every time you go to reach for something on the table, you hesitate because you believe you are too small to, despite clearly being too tall.
Oh god, the motion sickness.
Just slow head turn towards the Martin. Why do you do these things?
Timbo will puff himself up even more so than usual, and he will address his crew because he called a meeting.
that's where we're starting then. Is
Yeah.
all right. We arrive at the meeting just in time for Timber to. Wait, Timber attack. One of them. Carry on.
Alright, so, since I'm only 3 feet tall, I will use the Molten Timber voice for this. You just see Timber, he's using the voice he used for Walton, but he's still the big size. For some reason, nobody knows why. Alright, everybody, as the true and honest biggest and greatest, the biggest, the biggest, I'm totally the biggest! Anyways,
Man, that cat really
today,
got to him.
Timber is just rolling on the table, giggling with glee.
today, I'm going to assign everybody their true and honest job for the Emperor. I even spent time and I made little. I love the Empress. Anyways, I made everything for everybody. You are now considered loyalists, and I will not call you heretics.
That's new.
Okay.
You're just gonna go.
So,
Yeah, technically, we would be serving under the Empress because we'd be serving under Timber. I hadn't thought of that.
yes,
I,
you are no longer heretics. So, with these coins, if you ever run into the Wolven Inquisition and it's not me, you should be able to pass with great without being smitten. So I guess that's safe for you guys. We're kind of a big deal. You might not believe it, but we're kind of a big deal. Anyways, Shiro,
Yes.
you shall be a navigator. Because you have maps. That is your official job. You are a navigator.
Alrighty.
Lewis.
huh?
I'm not quite sure what you're good at, but you're a light guy, so I guess you're. What do you want to be in this ship? You gotta have a title.
He could be the Sawbones / carpenter. If he was digging graves, that means he has experience with working with wood, and working experience with anatomy.
All right, you
I mean,
are
a ship's
apothecary.
doctor is important.
Lewis is an apothecary.
Okay. I'm good at keeping people alive or sending you to the afterlife, so I guess that's a pretty good job.
Well, it's okay. You only have 2 choices in life. You can die for the Empress, or you can die for the Emperor. And then Temple turns to Temple. He's gonna turn to Temple. All right, Temple. You are captain of the lunchbox.
What?
Temple's captain
Okay.
of the lunchbox.
What?
I'll take care
What?
of all the food on the ship.
Yep.
Shiro's just gonna hug his own pack a bit closer.
Now,
Temple!
everyone, I need you all to bring me all your rations.
Don't overstep your bounds, Timber.
I'm not. I'm just making
I
sure
might-
that everything
might-
is categorized and, properly taken care of.
Categorized
Alright.
and metabolized.
Anyways, Campbell. Campbell.
Yes?
Campbell. You are assistant captain to the lunchbox.
Okay.
Roselia,
Yes.
you can be the person who keeps track of everything because you're good at it.
Accountant.
You can count higher than 8, which is a freaking amazing.
Okay, I guess accountant works.
I mean, you kind of wore that for me, anyways. And as true and honest captain, does anybody have anything they wish to tell me
Yeah, why do
aren't
you
you
sound like a midget smoker?
You
I don't
look
know
a
what
little
you're
short
talking
today.
about. I will make you walk the plank. I am totally normal. I'm as normal can be.
If I
You
was
remind me greatly of a toddler right now. Why are you rolling on the table?
if I were to wager a guess, Timber messed with Timber again. Timber
Is
likes to
this
mess with
true,
people.
Timbo?
Today it's Timber messing with Timber. It's gotta be.
Timbo, did you mess with my mind?
No,
I
of course not.
I'm going to brand one of these two.
Would that be
I swear to God.
deception versus Timbo's insight?
Oh no!
Go for it.
Oh no!
I'm putting it up. Hold on a second. Skills. It's okay. Timbo's really good at this. Where's insight? Insight.
As you're rolling it, Rosalia isn't the accountant. Rosalia is Timber's personal secretary.
Yeah, more or less. Also, on a ship, apparently, I believe the technical term is actually treasurer.
Timber is 100% honest. He did not do this.
Might have been Timber.
Timbo
Honestly,
was
telling
a
those two apart
Timbo.
is difficult for me at the. Telling those two apart is difficult for me at the best of times.
Alrighty then. Well, since you seem to mess with people's minds and eat 7 days of rations, I have been plotting against you. You think you're so smart, but Timber's smarter because I have a gnome. Quizen, come here.
There is a muffled "Yes, sir!" from below decks. There, you guys can then hear some clanking as stuff hits the floor, a miniature explosion, and then up out the door comes a kind of soot-covered Quizen. Yes, how can I help today?
Quizen, inform them of how I totally barricaded the food armory.
My face.
We have a special lock there, and I don't know how to get in it. There is like 10 keys, a sliding puzzle, a jewel you need, and I'm pretty sure it scans his finger somehow.
So, anyways, me and Tambo, I have noticed that you have been eating more rations than you should have, and have been messing
Actually,
with
we
my
don't.
Rosilia, and I am going to put you on a diet. Dun dun dun!
I'm on a fast.
I'm gonna just turn you down a lot more because my headphones just crackled. I think one of my headphones is blown.
What's up?
I'm gonna need a minute.
That's what a secretary's for, to take the minutes.
That's the beautiful thing about them, though. They don't actually eat it all. They just store it away.
We'll see about that. Anything else? Anybody desires to tell the true and honest captain?
Yeah, you're really short.
Can I roll intimidation wall versus Timbo?
I choked on a chip as soon as you said that.
Well, how are you trying to intimidate him? Kind of roleplay it out a little bit.
Oh, Timbo's just like looking at him like he's staring daggers at him and growling.
I think that I would be unaffected, mostly because I'm still giggling a lot over the fact that he believes he's only 3 feet tall.
Yeah, but Tempo's
question.
still big.
Wait, quick question. Could we have an intimidate roll of timber against timber? The other way? You're short! No!
I'm
Even
gonna
though
go.
Tempo's still 3 feet tall, he is a very angry boy. He's not afraid of things the exact same size as him.
I'm gonna go stalk the apothecary in the nearest empty room.
Foxfrew, that's one of the quirks that that his class can take, is that their name changes every day.
So there's a few empty rooms on the ship that just have a few tables or boxes. It doesn't take long for you to find a room to start to stock up with whatever you might need and turn into a little infirmary.
Fantastic.
My first order of business is to go to the workshop where Quizen was working to check and make sure the ship isn't burning down.
The rooms. Go on. Anyway, the room, there is a scorch mark and such, a lot of jumbled things. The table's on its side, stuff was kicked around, it looks like he hurried, but there's no fire yet.
And no loose liquid chemicals laying anywhere?
There's a few things kind of teetering on to the side, but there's nothing out just yet, nothing knocked over that wasn't already secured.
Alright. If that's the case, then yeah, I'm going to go to my quarters, get a quill and parchment, and actually take a serious inventory of all of our valuables. Foxfrew in chat, yeah, the class that he is, but what's the class for Timber and Timber?
I am a mystic.
Mystic.
Basically psionics. One of the class quirks that you can choose is that you change your name every day. And that's the one that I decided to go with. Because I figured I would have the most fun with it, and I have.
It's worth noting that it's not a matter of you just deciding this is my name for today. It changes in people's memory as well. They just remember always calling you that name.
Just to let you know, Rosalia, your quarters, you don't really have a personal one per se. About 5 of the rooms were set aside for crewmen. There's 4 beds each. Right now, you might have personal quarters because you only have about 7 people on the ship. But as you get more, it will start to fill up.
Timber and Temper are going to claim one of the beds in the same room as Rosalia.
I will move to a different area then. I'm willing to bunk alongside Lyrius, but I will not bunk alongside a carnivore.
You're always welcome in my quarters.
Can't Shiro just claim the deck?
I mean, yeah. Just lay out a blanket for him and he's good, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he can see really far in the dark, so that's probably a good thing.
Hey, Shiro?
Yes.
Shiro.
Yes.
What? That is the worst noise I've
Ow,
ever
ow, ow, ow.
He is squeaking a tennis ball that has a squeaker in it.
Temple tries to confiscate this for Inquisition reasons.
Totally not so he can chew on it later. Just later in the captain's quarters, we just hear squeak, squeak, squeak. Well, actually, why is it I can picture that now? Timber sat in front of the mirror doing a serious think, just slowly biting down on the tennis ball over and over again.
Rosalia!
Yes?
Come to the captain's quarters with me right now.
Okay, what's this about?
You'll see. Temple marches
I
to the
think
captain's
he's
quarters.
hungry.
You.
Have fun!
So what do you need? I feel like I'm gonna have to start booby trapping everything. What do you need? I'm obviously following
Follow
him.
me. Just come.
Unless anyone says they're following, it would be easy to go to the captain quarters.
As soon as Rosilia's in, Temple will barricade the door.
Rosalia, you can see that while most of the room would be it's kind of a mix of a war command room and a captain's quarters. By the door on either side is just barrels and shelves, just not there to hold things. They're there for the sole purpose of making sure the door stays shut.
Temple taunts Rosilia in a menacing fashion.
What?
You have peace and quiet now. I believe this is a good time for you to do your silly little prayer thing. Maybe we can pray together.
Oh, you're wanting to learn how to do meditation?
I was giving you an opportunity to do your meditation uninterrupted.
Well, that actually would work. But the thing is, the meditation, I need to do that once per day. Sometimes 2 times per day.
Well, there was no Martin in this room.
No, there
Suddenly
isn't.
you
Then
feel a presence in your heads. Hi.
At least he's not in here physically.
Everything okay? I just wanted to check.
how about this? The sounds of nature are something that I can readily tune out. I can just use the crow's nest.
Oh, I could give you sounds of nature.
I said tune out, not get more of. Quit eavesdropping. We're trying to have a conversation here.
Oh, okay. Bye.
You hear an audible beep in your minds as the Martin phone hangs up.
Well, as captain of the ship, Rosilia, I need to take care of my pack. This is the best I can offer for now, unless I can lead the walls. But I don't got that.
Lead the walls?
Yeah, lead totally. Don't you know that's how you stop fucking magic and shit? Come on, they told me that in Paladin school. You just take lead paint and you paint the walls.
Technically, the book does not say that it is stopped by anything.
Timber, there are some things lead can block. I'm more concerned about the fact that the captain's quarters are near the top of the ship. If you put a lot of lead at the top of the ship, it will become the bottom of the ship.
Well, I mean, I could always just maul myself.
I can work with
Violence
this.
always is the answer.
I can work with the captain's quarters or the crow's nest for meditation, and I thank you for actually having the consideration for this.
Don't you know, Rosilia, I actually care about you. I might not really show it, but deep down, I do, even if it's heresy. But, you know, you kinda... I owe a debt to you for saving me.
Well, if it
So
makes
I
you
guess you can do your meditation thing. I will play with you if you want.
if it means anything to you, you're the only wolf I've encountered that I wasn't afraid was going to eat me, so you got that going for you.
I wonder if
People
you
just
say
stay
that within
quiet.
earshot of Shiro.
I don't trust those eyes.
I take that as a no.
If Shara was on the main deck, he would possibly have a chance if they were still by the door. If they're not by the door, it would kind of be a little iffy.
Well, Timber went out of his way to barricade the door, right? Wouldn't that muffle some of the sound?
Well, I mean, you have the door, the barricade, and Temple. And Temple is very dense.
I will not argue that.
Timber does yell a lot, though. He speaks in all caps.
Well, I mean, you can hear Temple, but you probably can't hear Roselia.
True enough on that end.
So you
Oh my
got half
God.
the conversation.
See, what it is that helmet. What's actually holding it on is the caps lock.
Nah, that's Ryan.
I am the captain, and it is locked.
Exactly, it's the
lock.
caps lock.
That makes so much sense.
All right. Well. Okay. So I just sit. I sit down in the middle of the room. Think the first thing that you need to do is clear your mind.
Yeah,
Okay. So the first thing
Already
that
there.
you need to do is regulate your breathing. Just sit down with
Okay.
me.
Mind is empty. Breathe normally.
Right. I could just do the whole thing, or we could off screen. Rose showing him how to do meditation.
No, I think
Timber,
this
give
is
me
funny.
a wisdom save and throw as you meditate.
Okay.
No, it has a shit ton of fucking
I'll mute my mic.
work.
As you meditate, you start to relax. You start to actually let the anger and emotions fade. And as you do, you almost reach this moment of peace before that feeling, that almost pressuring, forcing you to the ground presence that you believe is the Empress watching over you. You just feel it and it startles you. Rose, meanwhile, is in her trance. She is fully meditating, where your breath is coming quick and ragged. It felt as if all the air has been taken out of your lungs.
Temple is uncomfortable at the fact that he's comfortable. Temple's not used to being calm. This is weird.
It was only for a moment before you were brought out.
Before you start getting normal.
I tried liking something once. What happened? I hated it.
I tried liking something once. I hated it.
Though, outside of that, who else is up to things on the ship?
Dungeon Master.
Yes?
One more thing. I had a prayer that Temple wanted to do. It's really quick.
If it'll take less than half a minute, sure.
Yes, sure. Okay, so Temple is praying. The Empress is big and strong. She protects us Wolven all day long. She slays the chaos and heathen foe, so we can stand and always grow. She rules above with us beneath, so follow orders and brush your teeth. The Empress wants what's best for you, so eat your rations and grow strong, it's true. 1, 2, 1, 2. We march in two, and we go and face the foe. We give them blade and bonk them hard, and send them running to and fro. The Empress guides us. She wants us to attack. For as she must protect us all, we must protect her back. Okay, Tempo's done.
So, Shiro, Lyrius, or Martin Timur, who wants to go first for what you're doing?
You had that written down, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Shiro's probably off the ship, wandering, looking for something to get those pieces of metal that the rabbit person wanted.
For the fake cannons?
No, just the, for example, that giant piece of gold plate that I picked up. I'm looking for more of those.
Oh, okay. Well, you would be able to see a lot of people trading them in town. There is also a bulletin board with a few jobs and such if Shiro would have actually known about said things.
Do I know about said things? I probably don't, so...
Say no, because even though you read, Shiro has shown some obliviousness to more of the stuff like that.
Meanwhile, Timber is going to go. So the where all the food is stored, that's locked up, right?
Yes.
Okay. Timber and Timber are going to work on trying to get in there.
This is a large, expensive lock. It is going to take quite some time, possibly multiple days, to get into this thing if you go through the lock.
Good
Jump
point.
cut to them and jump cut to them going through the bilge as Mission Impossible plays on kazoo.
Is there a window on the outside?
So, this is the lower section of the ship that this room is in. There is no window, though the walls are all wood and the door has regular metal hinges.
Well, they gotta get in there to do their job. So they're going to find a way in.
If I spend enough time watching the denizens of the town, I feel like I should be able to pick up on some habits.
Dungeon Master? Can you check the DMs real quick?
I will check it as Shiro. You roll for me a an insight check. So, as you're watching the people, Shiro, and I am reading as you type Temper, you start to pick up on the basics of their commerce, about the places you can go to either get jobs to get more of those coins or to pay coins to get stuff done. And as you are watching these people, you kind of notice someone getting close to you. And as they do, you kind of feel that something is wrong, and they make a quick tug at your satchel, which that is wrapped around you, right?
Yep.
So in this case, as they do, you're lightly moved to the side, and they don't manage to take the satchel itself, but they do manage to grab something out of it. They don't know what it is as they just start running down the street.
I'm going to give chase.
Sorry, I was just checking something with Timber. So you start running, and for you, it's a lot easier. The person is kind of pushing through the people of the crowd, and you're gaining on them. You notice it's a fair-looking lizard folk. Fair-looking as in their scales are beautiful, but the clothes they are wearing are kind of ragged. They're holding whatever it is they grabbed from you, trying to duck into an alleyway as you catch up.
I mean, if they duck into an alleyway, then I'd be able to follow them into it, right?
Yes, of course. I'm just letting you know where they have gone.
Right, I peep into the alleyway.
You see them running into it, and there's an open area that leads to another street, and it's a little cluttered, a little tight, but they are trying to get through it, and you're almost right behind them.
Can I do a pounce?
That you could.
Would that be an acrobatics check, or?
Acrobatics work, yeah. I was trying to think of that. So Sim was telling me how this is normally an opposed check, and then you rolled a 1. You are going after them. You get down and you pounce. You are flying right on target. But what you did not notice is a line of clothing above the person, and you get caught in a shirt, tumbling down in a little mess in the alleyway as they actually stop, confused, and turned around like, what? And they actually stopped from this failure.
When your crit fail is so bad that it makes the enemy fail too.
I struggle against the shirt that I am pinned in.
You take some time to get out of the shirt, and that's when the lizard notices it's you. And he is not ready to fight against a wolf that's charging after him. Looks down at the book in his hands, and he's like, it's not even worth anything, and throws it at you as he tries to leave, slowly backing away.
I look at the book, then look at him.
It was a romance novel, and the lizard is slowly inching further and further back.
I go to pick up the book.
You pick it up.
I turn around and just walk away from him.
The lizard disappears for the time being.
I'm
You're
just
a lot more
gonna.
forgiving than Toonball.
You know that shirt that I got stuck in?
Yeah, it's a bit wrinkly and dirty now as you kind of wrestled it on the ground.
I'm gonna tear it to pieces.
That'll teach you for opposing me.
The shirt pays for its crime, and there is nothing left but tattered remains.
And I'm gonna leave the alleyway.
People will only be able to make guesses at what has happened.
That has been Catharsis Time with Shiro.
No, awesome? Yeah.
Stay tuned for Learning Time with Rose.
Meanwhile, on the ship, it's destruction time with Timber and Timber. Combustion on the lock.
What kind of damage is combustion?
Fire.
Alright, how many times are you using this? Is it just until it's destroyed?
Yeah.
Fuck, I died.
Okay, so question, where does the fire come from?
They just make it pop up.
So it's not...
It's literally
it's
like
not-
a- To the outside eye, it looks like a spontaneous combustion.
Okay, because, see, depending on where the fire comes from, depends on the mental image that I have here.
Yeah, to the outside
that make
eye,
any
it looks
noise?
like it's a spontaneous combustion.
Because I'm just picturing the Martin wearing a tiny pair of goggles, got the tongue out to one side as he's focusing, using the fire coming from his claw tip like it's a cutting torch.
I mean, I could do that instead.
'Cause that's
Actually, I
adorable.
like that idea. So yeah, energy beam instead, which is direct fire damage.
The two Martins each take a side of the lock and they start to basically carve their way down. It takes quite some time for this to happen, but everyone seems to be busy on the ship, and before they know it, the lock falls to the ground with a heavy thunk. Almost, it cracks one of the floorboards, and the door is now slightly ajar, not completely.
I mean, all they have to do to get in from here is use their mind to open it.
And as they do, I'm rolling. There is a thunk as a bullet flies past them and it hits into the wood of the stairs behind them. One of those turrets that Timber had taken from the mine was set up, and it looks like it was set to fire when someone opened the door.
Oh my god. Timber takes security seriously.
Cool!
Fafnir straight up.
That is the last line of defense, though, as the turret is reloading, and before it can actually go, I'm pretty sure you will turn it off.
Oh no, they'll leave it on. Timber, I mean, the turret, I assume it doesn't have its swivel or anything to target or anything. So they could just casually walk underneath its range of fire.
It would only be able to hit what's in the doorway, and anytime they're in its range, I rolled a general attack, it will miss.
Yeah, so they'll just leave it be, you know. They kind of like it. So, you know, after they see the shot go past, Timber and Timber just kind of look at each other and share a unified cool before they go in and start taking stock of all the food in there.
I forget exactly how many rations you guys bought, but it's that amount of rations mixed of hardtack, dried jerky, some fruits and vegetables, and then also your barrel food you had taken from town, which I believe was at about 7 rations worth.
I
It's like having
recall it
the
was food times 20.
It's like having the Ice Age possums as your coworkers.
So, I'm pretty sure we've got a lot more food than just 7 days or even 20 days.
There's food times 20.
I could have sworn my one barrel was, I mean, maybe for a normal person. For them, it'll probably last longer. Maybe. Well, between the two of them, yeah,
7 days of rations.
7 days, I could see that. So they're going to move their barrel to their room. Otherwise, the rest of the rations they'll leave in there. In fact, most of the stuff in there, I assume there's like shelves and other things, probably some straw to kind of cushion things if anything starts rolling around and stuff.
Yeah, this room is completely decked out to hold everything as efficiently and safely as it can. There's little caskets to hold bottles as well as hooks to hold drying or preserving meats.
Okay, Timber and Timber are going to set about stashing away all the food. It's all going to stay in there, but it is going to be very well hidden throughout the room. Because, you know, they don't trust it if it's just sitting in a barrel. No, it's got to be perfectly stashed away, hidden away, where they can get to it later when they want it.
So every time the chef comes to get food, they're going to be playing a game of I Spy?
Basically.
Dungeon Master?
Everything's a game if you try hard enough.
Yes, Timber.
When they exit, does it fire at them?
It would when they exit, yes.
Okay.
But they know that it's there, and they can open the door from far away, so they literally can just sit, you know, out of the range of fire, open the door, and then leave while it's reloading.
Basically, it's
false.
going to get one pot shot every time they enter or leave, but they could work around it so it only gets the one. It is there, though, right in the center of the room, facing the doorway, a mechanical death trap for anyone unaware.
Also, they will they will hide away the shiny lock in the room as well.
Oh my god.
Well, it's more like part of the lock, but I get what you're saying. The other parts are kind of still welded to the door, just no longer important. Quizen is going to be upset when he realizes the 8 keys he has to keep track of in different areas of the ship are now useless.
Temporarily useless, because there's no reason that we can't just go back and use a higher melting point metal.
Timble's gonna be very upset at Gimbal that he was able to be defeated so easily.
Just gonna, stick a thumb in the
To be
Martin's mouth,
fair.
grab the tail, and rubber band him.
It
Pew!
was
Off the side of the ship.
Quizen's fault for not using good enough material for it. So blame Quizen for the fact that Timber and Timber were able to defeat it so easily.
Yes, let's blame Quizen for your lack of self-control. Got it.
Hey, it was the job they were assigned.
To be fair, the way he did this would have taken him like 2 or 3 hours, if not a bit longer. He could have just did the hinges of the door and watched the entire door fall upon the turret.
No, they wouldn't have been that destructive.
Let's hope that Timbo doesn't find out that it was them who took it, though.
Lyrius, are you up to anything on the ship as you prepare the little infirmary room?
I should probably go out into the town and see if I can scrounge any nearby herbs or something like that to help us out. But I don't think I have the skills for that.
Well, if you have the money and such, you would be able to do so. If you're trying to just gather herbs, that would kind of be a day's worth of activity and a survival check as you check the town and the surrounding beach and forested area.
I will go do that then. No one
So-
to stay. I'm just kind of trying to be prepared.
That's everybody's days plotted out except for the cats, but he's not here, so...
You like my face tonight?
After finding out that Timber was the captain, Karos probably went out to get drunk, beat people up, or both.
Well, at least when he finally does come back, he'll be able to appreciate that I've fully indexed, inventoried, and listed every item on the ship.
Except for the food,
what?
because you would have to find it all.
Yeah, no, give him a flag.
Oh, and Milo, when you want to roll the survival, just let me know so I remember what it's
I'll
for.
mute my microphone.
Okay.
As he is rolling that, Shiro, after that little incident with the thief-to-be, you could pick up a few odd jobs. I know you're able to read, so you would see something for helping a farmer and his lands. You will find reports of recent pirate activity on the other side of the island that people want taken out. And there is a healer's hut, apparently, outside of the town that was requesting assistance. And those are kind of the jobs you could find throughout the day of searching.
Would they be like on pieces of paper that I could take?
Also, nice roll.
Thank you.
They would be. Lyrius, you spend your day not just in the town and the graveyard that you have been in the past few weeks, but also in the surrounding area outside of the town and managed to find quite a few different herbs and plants that could aid in healing people. You have about, I would say, 4 charges of Hermal Remedies, which can act as a healer's kit and mainly be used to heal people and help with poisons and the like.
Nice.
Because I was thinking if these job offers were like pieces of paper on the bulletin board, I would just take the paper itself.
You could definitely do that and bring it back to the ship.
Yeah, I shall go ahead and
Question,
do that.
Dungeon Master.
Yes, Timber?
When they're done with this,
Are you done, Shira?
Yeah, I just took the whatever the advertisements were just off the bulletin boards and just went to the ship with them.
I have a side thing as well. I can't find the map of the island in the game files.
I will see if I'm able to share it from this, because it should be in the Fantasy Grounds itself. One moment.
Well, I'm looking under maps and I don't see it. I only see 2 custom entries. One is for that town, one is for the ocean map itself.
You're fucking slow. You got 250.
I know I shared it before, so unless it got removed.
Oh, and Boss Chamber apparently is on here.
Dungeon Master.
Yes.
Has everybody eaten today? What time of day is it?
We kind of just plotted out everyone's day, so everyone
Okay.
probably had a breakfast, but Shiro and Lyrius most likely didn't have a lunch outside of a small snack, as they were not on the ship. Everyone else could have eaten.
On the map.
All right. Well, Tempo is going to check on the food armory to make sure everyone gets their rations for dinner.
I found the map. It's called That Town.
Yeah, we're in that.
So depending on what time of day this is,
This is probably later in the day.
in that case, Timber and Timber have probably finished with what they were doing and have now gone into town, since we're still there, to hunt down food from the various stalls.
That's fine.
As a quick question before we do Timber, by hunt down, are they sneaking stuff or are they buying it?
No, they'll buy it.
Okay. And Timber?
Tempo
As
goes to his very special door and calls Quizen, because he has the keys, of course.
As you call Quizen, he nods. Ah, yes, you told me to hide them. I'll be right back. And he spends the next 15 to 20 minutes looking in multiple sections of the ship. The figurehead underneath your desk, attached to your hip, underneath Rosalia's bed, because he was sure that would be a safe area, in one of his grenades and other such areas. When he comes back, you both head to the door to see it wide open, and the turret makes a pot shot.
It could be at me.
Missing you both, and well, because of your AC, it's not that it missed, it hits your
Go
armor
on.
and the bullet ricochets off into the wood.
Tempo makes sure that his defense system is, he's basically using himself as a shield versus, Quizen.
Quizen is very thankful.
Quizen,
Yes!
I'm not exactly the smartest man, but do you see a failure here?
Well, the turret did not penetrate your armor, so we could definitely upgrade that.
Yes. The turret is unable to wound me.
Left or
This is bad.
fucking left side, John.
That is the only problem I see. There is nothing else wrong here. I will get
And the
right on it.
door.
Oh god, no, he
The
noticed.
door.
Right.
Your fortifications are weak.
Well, you only gave me so much money. What am I supposed to do? It looks like someone took a bomb to this.
It appears we have a thief on board, or they know of this food armory. I do not like being stolen from.
Missing a leg and fucking torso's wide open.
Temple turns to Quizen to really make sure he knows the disappointment in Timber.
Okay, it's just a quick question. Timber was with Rose for the full duration of the meditation, right?
Yeah.
God.
And then when they're
Alright,
done,
so
he just
so
left
she's
it
up
together.
around and doing stuff as well. Just wondering if I would
Yep.
hear any of this going on.
If you were in
Oh
the
yeah, he
lower
definitely
sections.
did. You can hear Timber chewing Quizen out.
Then I'm going to come and investigate.
Might
Uh,
have
And
been
bribe
as-
whenever the DM feels like.
There's somebody on my ass.
You would be able
I'll
to.
mute my mic.
Right here.
You would be able to arrive pretty soon after, about right after this next little bit of dialogue. But Timber, as he turned around and glared down at Quizen, there's another thunk from the turret, and it bounced off your armor in the same way as it did previously. And Quizen is just like, metal walls. That will help.
Here's to new beginnings.
Here's to new beginnings. You have a chance to redeem yourself, Quizen. I shall give you the things you need.
The timing.
My,
Yeah.
yeah, no, my,
Oh my god.
Timber crouches
I can make the
down
walls
over
out of
Quizen.
metal. New beginning.
Timber crouches over Quizen and goes, I know you're better than
no, my
Quizen.
guns can't fucking.
I have fought in your machine and it has flattened me. This is nothing. I know you can do better. And he takes his heavy gauntlet and pats his head.
He winces a bit from the pats because heavy metal gauntlet on small gnome. I will work on all the upgrades. Don't you worry about me. I will install cannon.
Yes, I wanted to. Next time I go into this, I want it to injure me before I can get food.
The brilliance is strong with this one.
That sounds very dangerous.
Well, I am Wolven. I am tough enough to survive it.
As you say that, another thunk and another ricochet. Rosalia, you come down at this point, and you kind of see the bullet hit the back of Timber's head. It hits the back of his head, and unflinching, he doesn't even shift. The bullet just crunches against the back of his helmet.
We now have empirical proof that his head is harder than steel. What the? Why is the door gone?
It appears we have a thief.
Oh no, the door is still there.
No, the door's open, but the locks are broken. And Timber's literally talking to the crew while standing in the doorway, getting shot by the defense system.
Just
Quizen,
every couple of seconds.
yeah. Quizen,
Yes?
this turret, we need more of them at least.
Oh, more turns. They will cost quite a pretty penny.
Yes. Or at least make this one able to move.
I can do that. Let me just. He goes to walk behind you to go to adjust the turret, and that when it kind of hits him right in the foot, and he instantly gets right back behind you. Never mind.
Timber walks over to the turret and puts his hand on it and pushes it, so it doesn't hit Quizen.
May I suggest something?
Yes?
A turret that kills is useful when defending against people that you want to die. But as annoying as they are, the little ones, also happen to be some of our most capable fighters. What if you were to take some sort of sleeping agent in darts, and instead of having it fire one, have it fire a dozen and just completely fill the doorway when it goes off?
Well, Roselia, I don't know if you paid attention, but every time we go to sleep, they do not.
I actually
As
hadn't noticed that.
as you two talk, Quizen already has like rulers and string, and he is in the area, reaching as high as he can, making a mental blueprints of how that would work for the like a
Wait.
dozen sleeping darts.
I've got it. A net. A net that sweeps through the entire doorway so that nothing can slip past it, and then attaches to the ceiling, leaving them hanging there, tangled.
Prison,
Yes.
as your captain, I override this, and I want lethal damage. Temple will not tolerate thieves.
Don't
Yet
look at
there
me.
is nothing
Said it.
missing there.
Somebody
I-
broke into this room without my permission, and I do not like it at all.
I had never seen the inside of the room before, so I don't know how much it's supposed to contain. And I somehow doubt they would have been able to completely and totally stash a month's worth of rations.
They wouldn't be able to completely stash it. It does look like about half of it is missing though. From just a general look, because you did say, Zim, you are hiding it to the best of your abilities.
Somebody
my-
broke into this room without my permission.
There exists another option, but I don't know if any of us has the ability to do it. Some
And
sort
what
of
is that?
enchantment, so the instant the door is opened, you're alerted. If somebody
Prison?
steps foot inside the food armory, then you immediately know that they're there, and you can come down and catch them in the act.
Prison,
I will tell you now, I do not have magic, but I have string and bells.
Prison, I want you to make this thing. I want you to make it so every time somebody enters this room, it wakes me up. I want you to go straight to the captain's place. And then once somebody enters this room, they will wake me up, and I will be very upset. And I will beat everybody on this thing till somebody tells me who's the one who's entering this room without my permission.
If
I'm
you are
pretty-
awake, should it put you to sleep first so it can wake you up?
Quizzin!
I'm too angry to sleep.
What? It's an important question for science!
The sleep part isn't relevant. It's if. If sleep, then wake. It is not a prerequisite.
I will just need to get a lot of string, but it should wake you up as long as you are within your bed.
That'll
I'm
work.
pretty sure if it rings and if it's enough to wake me up from my slumber, I'm sure somebody will be able to hear it.
This is true.
So,
And then I will get everybody in a line, and I will punch them in the gut until somebody tells me who it was.
Or alternatively, if it wakes you up as soon as it goes off, if you were to run straight to the food armory when it goes off, odds are the person who set it off is still there.
And then I can bludgeon them until they tell me why they did it.
Exactly.
I just want to make sure. So I'm supposed to have a cannon that fires a net that has sleeping needles that are going to overdose you and be lethal. Right?
Just the cannon.
Just the
you
cannon,
know,
no balls. Got it.
I hadn't considered what he had just said, but now that he says it out loud, the grape shot approach actually could work.
Yes. Okay. Well, I don't know what a grape is, but yeah, shot.
Cannon filled with grape shot at the far end of the room aimed towards the door.
That's fine.
To
I have something
verify,
called body
this
armor, I'll be
room
fine.
is on the bottom level of the ship.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but
So-
it's fine. Grape shot shouldn't pierce the hull. TM. C.
Unless it fired
I-
actual grapes.
I would like to point out the fact that, point blank range,
Well,
which is basically what we're getting.
it's at a very, very shallow angle. They might ricochet. It'll be
Just
fine.
fill the cannon with grapes. Easy
Quizzing,
grape shot.
quizzing.
Yes.
Tempo turns around, and you know how the thing's like flanking off of him? He'll point at the door, at the wall on the other side of the door.
I mean, I was.
Okay.
You see that wall?
Yes.
I want you to omoplate this wall. That way, when somebody opens this door and it gets kabloomied, it's able to resist whatever kabloomies goes through it. I want you to fortify the other side of this wall.
Okay, my follow-up question here is, where are we getting the money for this? I thought we spent all of our money on supplies.
It's called planning. It's
Let
called
me
planning me. And
I feel
hey,
like-
if you
I
want
feel
such
like at
a
this point,
if you want
Shira's
such
gonna
a
be walking in with
hungry
that-
boy, we wouldn't have to be working on all these defenses.
My character sheet says that we have 200 gold left, but that might have been before the ship expenses. I'm pretty
That-
sure he deducted them.
That was after the base expenses before you bought everything else. And Shiro, you can enter.
Yeah, I feel like at that point, it's like, wait, is Timber saying where are we getting the money, like, physically in front of everyone else, or just out of character?
Timbo is coming up with plans.
I don't know where the other Timber is.
I like Jim's comment. Current plan: sink ship if intruder. If we can't have the food, nobody can.
You're just gonna walk in with 3 pieces of paper in his mouth.
When you first got to the ship, it was oddly quiet, and then you heard everything from underneath. Taking your time, hearing the conversation muffled before you come down to a machine, like shooting Timber's foot and the bullet randomly ricocheting as Quizen is putting string everywhere in the room, talking about a cannon here and a flamethrower there and bombs here. And
I'm just going to drop the pieces of paper onto the ground out of my mouth, do an about face, and walk back up onto the deck.
Shiro! Shiro, come here right now, punk!
guys, the phone.
Yes, Timber?
Hey, I just wanted to know if anybody wanted some food.
Not now, Timbo. We're trying to take care of something. Something very bad happened.
Oh,
Y'all
Timber-
need to, like...
Clank.
No.
Timber,
Wait, everybody! The captain's talking! The captain's talking! Timbo, we have a thief on board. I want you to protect all your stuff. Be on high alert.
he already
hung up.
Oh,
Timber,
okay.
Timber.
What?
Other Timber just offered food. We currently have food that has gone missing.
I'm gonna roll the insight check.
As you do, I'm just going to say I feel bad for any chef that gets enlisted on this boat. They're going to be shot at, drugged, set on fire, probably burned, electrocuted, exploded, and then punched in the gut for trying to cook.
Fast forward to like season 3, episode.
Okay. Roselia. Persuasion versus Timber's insight.
Just a quick thing before I do. Just fast forward to like season 3, episode 20 of this. Somebody actually manages to board the ship. They think they've incapacitated everyone. Then as soon as they're below decks, they have to fight the chef. I face off against worse than you daily. Bring it on!
Yeah, the chef's
chef-
actually the most combat prowess guy.
Yeah.
The chef is a lich at this point. He had to become immortal to survive getting food.
I've been through Hell's Kitchen. You want nothing.
You know, I wasn't here, so I wouldn't know any of these plans. But if the metal plate was installed and it's directly across the door, I would wonder why there's a metal plate installed in that door and stand to the side.
Roselia?
I saw.
Roselia,
I saw.
Temple believes you so hard.
Seems like a day for that ones.
It's not just you believe Rosalia, you perfectly understand what Rosalia meant with those, like, 4 words.
Shiro,
Yes.
follow me. Roselia,
Yeah.
follow me. Quizen,
Yes!
you're not really good at fighting stuff, so go back to your walk.
Alright, I'ma just turn this off, and he flips a switch on the turret so it doesn't shoot everyone as you leave.
Plonk.
I really
Follow
should have
your
done that
captain.
earlier.
Timber got
Uh,
suddenly calm. I'm going to be staying out of smiting range.
You're just gonna pick up the
Yeah.
pieces of paper again.
Timbo is very calm, but he told you to follow him. As
Oh,
we
I will
go
be
into the
following
crew
from
quarters.
a safe distance.
Following from a safe distance.
Timber and Timber, they're going to one of the market stalls, you know. They're trying to find food from one of those.
All
So-
right, so we're in the place, right? Where the crew quarters are at.
Yes,
And,
there.
Yeah, they never said that they left.
Temple's
They never
gonna
told us
tell-
they left the ship. Therefore, that would be the logical place to look for
My
him.
hamster is getting antsy. If we be adventurers, let us adventure.
All right, everybody, tear everything down. See if we can find anything.
I see that. I am going to answer that in just a moment. Before I get to the influence, as you enter the room that the Martins had been staying in, assuming you went into that room first, there
Yep.
is a barrel kind of off to the side and a little bit of food scattered around. Not much, but a little bit. As you look through it, it's the only thing different than when it was set up is the barrel.
It's the barrel that has Temple scribbled on it, right?
It was the one that the 2 Martins got when Timber was making the Iron Cult come to life in the fountain.
Yeah, I remember Temple saying that he wrote Temple on it.
Then yes.
Roselia, what's this thing say? I can't read it.
It says timber.
All right, so it's mine. Temple picks it up.
It's yours, and it was in someone else's quarters.
Yes. And whose
Which one?
quarters are these?
The rodents.
All right, fine. I will discipline them when they return. Everybody else, we have to find. We need more crewmen.
I give the pieces of paper I had to Buddy.
Before we get to
Look
the
at
paper,
me, I can read.
Rude.
Timber and Timber was out in town. You guys can find quite a bit different selections of food. Some of it is freshly grown around the area or harvested from the tropical forest. Other bits have been imported from other cities, and they have arrived fresh on boats just this morning.
I'm looking for hot food, you know, like what you might find at like a fairground type thing. Because I'd assume there'd probably be at least 1 or 2 stalls for that.
They got those like foot-long corn dogs.
Yeah, things like that. well, probably not exactly that, but you get the idea of what I'm going for there. They are
They got
going
elephant
to they are going to be picking up meaty ones for everybody except for the 2 herbivores, and they'll pick up 2 herbivore options.
That wouldn't be too hard. This city, even this late at night, still has ships coming in and out of port. There are still people going about as if it was day, just not as much. And thus there's still such stalls making fresh food. You could easily find some kebabs and meaty sandwiches, as well as a few salads with unique looking dressings upon it.
They'll pick up food for everyone, even though they said no. They're still gonna pick it up for everybody, because if the others don't want their share, they're more than happy to keep that. They'll also ask for a tray to carry it all on and just carry it between them.
So it's like little pallbearers, but with the tray of food?
Yeah, and the tray of food, it's more their, telekinesis on it.
Nom, 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 nom.
That's adorable. I'm
I
picturing
mean, they are
now the
technically
little-
polecats, right?
the
No,
little
they are
Maltons
not.
Walking with little Maltons with trays full of food walking through town. That's adorable.
As they are heading back to the ship is when Shiro shows you the list of jobs. One of them seems to be helping injured, another job seems to be helping a farmer, and one is to take out nearby pirates, or at least find nearby pirates.
Well, Roselia? Roselia,
Yes.
since you're the smallest and the smartest, which one of these do you think we should assist with first?
Which one of what?
These jobs.
Oh, at the job board?
Yes.
In terms of money, it seems like the pirate one pays the most, but
Sorry,
that would be the most dangerous.
I actually didn't hear the us actually going to the job board because I totally wasn't bringing up cough and
No, that
dance
was
on another
me.
window.
That was me dropping 3 pieces of paper that had 3 different job offers on it that I took from the job offer board.
Ah, okay. Yeah, see, that part I didn't. I kind of missed that part because I totally wasn't, like I said, opening up cough and dance on another window.
That was earlier. I believe it was when your roommate was being loud and you muted yourself, though.
Yeah, it might have been. Well, either way, so what are the 3 jobs?
The most lucrative one in terms of payment is to search and possibly destroy nearby pirates. They are on the other side of the island, and they just want you to find them, but if you can get rid of them, there is more pay. The next one is to help a local farmer. They seem to be having problems with their crops and stuff attacking them in the middle of the night. And the third one is there is a shack on the beach that seems to be a little hospital for people who get shipwrecked, and they were requesting aid.
I'm
Okay.
going to take the shack and oh, go on.
Oh, just to let you know, might want to be careful around town because someone tried to steal some love from me earlier.
Steal some what?
Shiro,
Yes.
please tell me you at least tore him to bits.
I tore fabric to bits.
Good enough.
So
So
comparing.
long as you made something pay for transgressions.
Oh, I sure did.
All right, cool. Temple thinks he's fall off his short.
So I'm looking at the jobs listed here and looking at the map of the island. That shack that needs help is on the coastline. That'd be a good initial test of the ship, and we would be able to pick that up easily enough. It would just be ferrying supplies. If we continue
Well, I mean,
on,
Sorry, Wazilia. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
If we continue north along the coastline, then we have that entire distance where we can make sure the ship is actually seaworthy and we know what we're doing in terms of sailing it. Anything bad happens, we can turn towards the coastline. It's all sand. We won't have to worry about wrecking the ship in the process of beaching it. We work our way northward, and we'll be right at the base of the harbor. We can anchor the ship there, and then go in on foot. We can take on the pirates, assuming we can take them on. Or at the very least, we can get intel, which we can then take back to the town. If we can take them on, they're pirates. They have a ship of their own. We can get supplies from it to finish outfitting our own ship. And worst case scenario, if they come after us with their ship, ours is blocking the entryway. They can't get out to sea, and odds are that somebody on the island would notice the fight taking place and might come to help.
Plus, I could always jump on the ship and slay them.
Oh, that king crab is shooting at me. Pass by behind me. Though, Wazilia, if we go after the pirates, I want to make sure everybody's on the ship, so we can all die for the Empress together.
I'm sorry if that hot mic'd. It was just perfect timing on his part.
Yes.
They can come onto the ship. Oh no, the king crab was coming after me.
Because, I know we don't really have cannons, but I would really love to have Moltons that can, What? Oh! I got a good idea. I need the Moltons, though.
The stalker's like half dead.
If the Martins
What
allow,
if-
they could be arriving on the ship as you say this idea.
Yeah.
Zim nodded, so they will be arriving as Timber is saying this.
Timber sees that they're bringing back food, and he's totally happy that they bring back food. Oh! How glorious! They brought us a feast! I was totally thinking about you. I have a cool idea.
We're just doing our job. You wanted us to manage the food on the ship,
You're
so...
doing the bestest job. Timber will pat him on the head for doing the bestest of jobs.
He gives a little wag. And, telekinetic... puts a tray onto a table that I assume is nearby. Or some surface. So, I brought back meaty stuff for the meaties, and the herby stuff for the herbivores.
Sweet. Oh, wait. Captain of the food armory. Somebody bulged into our food armory, so I'm just letting you know that somebody did it, and this is very bad. I'm sorry that you lost some food.
What do you mean? I went...
Somebody lost some food.
We went in there
busted
earlier.
their doors open.
Oh yeah, we broke open the door. We had to get in there to do our job.
Temple gets very quiet for a moment, and goes, and he bends over to Temple and is all like,
walking in circles, not giving a shit anymore.
Timber's just tilting his head.
Can you please not destroy the locks that we have for security?
But I couldn't get in there.
Yes, but if you asked, we would have opened it for you.
Oh, well, okay. I'll do that next time.
Do that next time or else. Anyways, I had the coolest idea. We are gonna go fight pirates again.
I'm just
pirates, right?
Rose has
yes,
just
have
copied
fun.
copied a busy signal at what she just witnessed there.
So, anyways, when we go to fight the pirates, I had the coolest idea. Once we get up to the pirates, if they become hostile to us, I was going to throw you off of the ship as hard as I can.
Is that like bad?
Oh, don't worry. We won't do it again. Just, we gotta do our job.
No. When we're fighting the pirates, listen to me. I'm going to throw you off of the ship, right? And you're going to swim underneath the ship. Do you know how to swim?
It's a Martin.
And it showed Taiwan on it.
I don't know. Hey, Wazilia, I'm being very careful with my crewmates because I don't know if they know how to swim or not.
He could probably swim on air if he was angry enough.
Yeah, we can swim.
Anyways, okay, cool. So I'm going to. I don't mean this in the mean way, but I literally am going to throw you off of the ship. But that is the false part of the plan. If these pirates are attacking us, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm throwing you off the ship at them. Well, what I want you to do is swim underneath their ship, right? And once you get beneath their ship, I want you to do your exploding.
Oh, that sounds fun. I can do that.
And then they'll start. You will literally cut a big hole in the bottom of their water sled, and then they will sink.
That sounds fun. I can do that.
Yes. You will be Molten Team 6. It will be awesome.
Okay.
Tim was coming up with strategy.
I'm just waiting for the next strategy to be when enemy is on land, sink the island.
Alright, so I'm going to... the
Dungeon
shack...
Master? That's a great idea.
Let
Oh, no.
Rosalia go first.
The shack, what specifically were they needing? What was the terms of that contract?
It didn't mention much detail, it just mentioned it was an infirmary shack and they needed help.
Didn't say whether they need supplies or anything like that?
It did
Well-
not. It looks like you have to make the track out there to check.
Rosalia,
Yes?
if they need healing, we have Shovel Boy, and I actually do have healing properties. You remember when you were injured and I was like, I'm gonna slap you in the face with the Empress's love? And you're like, oh, thank you, Timble.
But just because you can doesn't mean that would help them in the long run. Infirmaries need to be able to have supplies ready when they need it. And we can't just stay there. We have to move on to deal with other things. We would need to
Yeah,
leave
true.
supplies behind for them.
Well,
Assuming that's what
there's
they
only
actually
one way to
need.
find out. We can go there and engage them in glorious healing
Parlay.
combat. Yes, we will assist them very vigorously.
Parlay is the word you're looking for.
Parlay doesn't exist. It's only combat with fists and combat with words.
Well, I mean, we can go there, and then we can steal all their stuff and establish the glorious Empress as their master, and take... Wait, no.
I thought the pirates one was separate from the shack one.
All right. So here's my to-do list right now. I'm going to ask Quizen to start getting the ship prepared to launch. I'm going to go into town and get some supplies to overstock our medical supplies, just in case. Then we can come back to the ship. I'll make sure to find the cat if I can. We'll get back to the ship. We can sail to the shack. It'll allow us to see if we actually know how to sail a ship. If they don't need the medical supplies, it's still good that we have them because we're going to be fighting a lot. Also, scurvy is a horrible thing, and if we ever have somebody started to get scurvy, we'll be glad that we have the right things on board to treat that.
What's scurvy?
It's where a strong, noble warrior slowly turns into a weakling curled up whimpering in their bed.
That doesn't ever happen to Wolven. Ironically,
Yeah,
I'm just giving a blank stare. It's like, do I say it?
He
Say it?
He wasn't whimpering in his bed.
Hey, guys, remember, scurvy's a disease, right? Correct?
Technically, scurvy is a form of malnutrition.
Yeah, I wouldn't really
But it's a
classify
disease.
it. I would not classify it as a disease, no.
Okay, fine. I was gonna say Tim was literally immune to disease.
No, scurvy happens because of vitamin C deficiency.
What's fine? I eat the guts of my enemies.
And that is how we get Kuru.
What if the enemies didn't eat vitamin C, Timber?
I'll just eat more of them.
We'll just convince him to squeeze a lemon on it for flavor.
If life gives you lemons, consume them.
Here's
For
the
the
heart
Empress.
and the lungs and the flesh and a little bit of lemon zest.
I mean,
All right.
If life gives you lemons, it won't also give you scurvy. Look at the bright side.
If life gives you lemons, remember that they are man-made fruit.
correct.
That means all life problems are man-made. That's why they must die.
So yeah, Rose is going off to carry out her checklist for prepping the ship. Where would I find prices on medical supplies so I can deduct that from our gold? Oh yeah, and do I actually have the 206, or was that before the deducting some of the supplies? I can't remember.
I believe you guys spent that when you fully furnished the ship. But no, I remember. You furnished the ship and then you had the 200 you were going to use for weapons, but you did not have enough. In which case you do have that, and it would depend on how much medical supplies you're wanting to get. About for how many people?
I'd say enough medical supplies to cover 12 life-threatening injuries. That would be enough for an infirmary to make do with, at least until proper supplies can be proper supply line can be restored.
It's better than what they had. Anything will help.
I want to say 30 gold in this case because I don't have all my normal stuff in front of me, and I feel like that's a decent amount.
For medical supplies?
Yeah.
just go heroes kits, right?
Yeah, I would just say the healer's kits, and each healer's kit is good for 10 uses.
So about 2 healer kits. And I did see your thing, Jaffer. I was thinking about it. Because we mentioned earlier there was no cannons, so I'm just kind of thinking about that.
Each healer's kit is only 5 gold.
I
So
can
10
also
gold.
make them in a way.
All right. Yeah, I'm looking at it here. Healer's kit, 5 gold, weight 3 pounds. Potion of healing, cost 50 gold, weight half a pound. Let the magic can advantage solves 10 uses. I'm going to pick up 4 healer's kits.
Alrighty. You would be able to find that in town, either at a general supplies or one of their own mini infirmary / hospital like areas. As for the ship and preparing it, Quizzin can get most of it ready. If you guys don't go into deeper seas, you should be fine with your crew, despite not fully knowing everything that you would need to know. If you take time and don't mess up.
It's fine, Dungeon Master. The Emperor shall guide me.
Yeah, see, all we need to do is just have Timber with a grappling hook and a rope, and if at any point in time we start to lose control of the ship, just have him throw it towards the beach as hard as he can.
Yes, the Sea of
Oh,
Thieves
Rosalia,
drift.
you have little faith in your captain. Timbo goes up to the little wheel thing.
Don't know how easily gripped sand is, but good idea.
Or, not necessarily sands. We could try gripping a tree. Surely there's some trees on the beach.
I mean, Timbo kind of saw the captain of the other ship, how he steals it, so he assumes that's how it works.
We're taking a crash course.
Do.
Oh, actually,
My hamster is getting antsy.
yeah.
If we be adventurers, let us adventure.
Just gonna
Actually,
say,
on that note, there's docks here. Surely there is somebody who's willing to walk people through the basics of shipmanship, sailing, the basics of sailing. That was the word I used. I did not use any other words.
There's the shipmanship master at the top.
God damn it. Or Demeter, damn it.
Well, at this time of night, you guys would not be able to actually find someone who is willing to do it because they're either busy or sleeping. But you guys could all pay money and spend a day learning the basics of how to run your ship.
Would Timber have to roll a save against actually having any of it stick?
Well,
He's a captain. He's not a pilot.
Yeah, the good thing about Timber is the fact that his job is to remind everyone else of their jobs. So even if he doesn't remember, he can just be like, Rosalia, do your thing.
Don't you know,
Oh,
Rosalia? I might
Isn't it a-
not know how to do a ship, but I have faith that the Empress knows how to do ships, and she will guide me wherever I go.
Isn't it just a thing, though, with small ship crews, that the captain is also the helmsman?
Depends,
I
generally,
told-
but I'm...
Well, okay, so I turn this thing and it goes in that direction, and I have Shiro, who's like the navigator, who will tell us which way we're going. But me being an outlander, I know exactly where I'm going at all times.
Alright, well,
So between me and him, I'm pretty sure we can turn this landslide in the direction it wants to be. We can all lean.
right, so when you say night, like how late at night is it?
It was past sunset when you guys started to do the whole food storage thing. It probably isn't midnight just yet, but it is at least early in the night.
Alright, the bounty board. Is it immediately evident who runs the bounty board?
It seems like the one, well, if you were to go check, the one Shiro had gone to is just kind of like a community board that anyone can put things on. The only one that was official was the Pirates one, in which that was signed and set up by guardsmen, so you could probably go to any guard and find out more about that. The other two were put there by most likely the farmer or someone who worked at the shack.
Well, actually, yeah. There we go. Surely the watch post is going to be open throughout the night, right?
There's always someone.
Well, I'm going to go there and let them know that we are going to attempt the bounty to perform recon on the pirates, and if we think we could take them on, to engage them. So they know that if our ship, does our ship have a name yet?
Yeah, it's the Swall Wind.
The Swole Wind. If the Swole Wind doesn't return to port in 3 days, something's gone wrong.
They will thank you for your attempt and write this down, saying they would make sure everyone is aware. It seems like they are kind of stressing their words when they say everyone, and that they're just going to jot your name down, and if you don't come back, you don't come back.
Well, I get that you have zero faith in us. However, if we were to go missing, you have something else that you can add to the pirates to make them worth more, to make somebody who can actually take them out go take them out. So if we fail, you still win. Just trying to look out for the guard.
That was the impression you got from them. They didn't say that out loud, so they are a little startled when you get upset and fly off the handle. Wishing you a good night.
Can Tempo come with them?
If Rosalia says yes, you may be the armored wall behind her.
Oh, ye of little faith, Rosalia. We shall remove their pirate problem, and they shall know the glory of the Inquisition and the false woven mariner who is steering the ship, and everyone will praise the glory of the ship called Swarmwind. Until we change the name.
Oh yeah, and we'll be making a side stop to help out that medical place you got on the beach.
The guard will nod and jot that down as well. It kind of seems at this point of night not much happens, at least that the guard is aware of, so they're kind of more lax. There's a lot less people compared to the day.
He's
It's
just
night
writing it
shift.
down because it's better than staring at parchment for the next 3 hours.
Oh yes, he has taken his time writing it. Like, this is not just a simple scribble. This is like almost calligraphy.
I'm going to
'cause
kill
he's-
I'm going to kill the next 20 minutes of this long ass shift making 3 letters.
Remember the episode of SpongeBob when he's drawing that single letter?
Yeah, that's
That's
the
what
card
he's
right
doing.
now.
You made his night a little less boring.
Just remember, Guardsman, it is Captain Timber Door Jägermeister von Glorious Borkestan.
I'm
Who
just
is taking the
slowly
quest.
turning my head towards him while he's ranting his name.
Rosalia came and said her name, then a knight came like, no, I'm doing it.
It's Timber like shushes and goes to Rosalia. He's like whispering. It's like, it's okay. I'll be the fall guy.
I'm ready to head out in the morning. Are you?
Yes, I
Let's
shall
go.
sleep in the bed. Everyone shall sleep.
All right. Well, we'll be well rested for morning.
Would you guys have wanted to spend that day, and we can just black out this if you would wish, get in some training for how to do the task upon the ship?
I'm just
Sure.
curious what Lyris has been up to this whole time. He's been pretty quiet.
I assume I came back to the ship at some point during the commotion and was just putting away the things that I found. There hasn't really
So
been enough time to speak.
So you're just kind of there listening to everybody's being everybody.
Pretty much. I would make a suggestion though, so we don't have to buy anything else. We probably could have got some healing kits from the church, seeing as I do kind of linger there too often.
Damn it! You could have gotten an employee discount.
Probably
late
just
now.
Giving it to us at the church.
Damn it! Too late. Already bought. We're moving.
Rosalia looks at the 4 packs in her hands, tosses them on your desk, and leaves.
I'll just put them away in the nearest crate.
So I guess after everything's said and done, after the late night of learning how ships walk, Timber will return to his quarters, remove everything but his helmet, and flop on the bed.
Fucking Raven's got an open chest.
I assume everyone's going to sleep then?
Just resting for the night.
Timber is very uncomfortable at how comfortable he is.
How did
Amazing
I know? How did I know? Lyrius and Larius. I knew it. I just wasn't gonna say anything.
This is going to get confusing.
As
I
it
mean,
is always.
There's a large difference between a deer and a large rat.
More
You
confusing
shush.
because Zim likes to, if I were to be like, Lyrius, can you roll your heal spell? Zim would be like, I don't have a heal spell.
Actually, I do.
Okay,
God damn it.
magic. We just got Morton and Shovel Boy.
Rat and Shovel, that's your key name. Code names.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I've got it. So have Timber just hold his hand out, right? and we put the end of the handle to the shovel there. Put the shovel over his shoulder, and then put the marten in the end of the shovel. And that's how we launch him.
Catapult.
Just yeet!
Catapult.
I'm just picturing it now, just shooting off like the monkey in Pirates of the Caribbean. End up skipping across the water a couple times.
I mean, with Temple Strength, he could probably just yeet the Molten pretty good. And then he could use his, like, telekinesis to glide him.
Yeah, Mechanical Advantage has something going for it. Fire the
Oh,
marten
look
bolt.
at you using brains. Ha! Well, I don't need a brains. I'll just overstrong it.
Oh no! No, Michaela just had a much worse version of that. They don't go skipping across the water. No, you get so much distance, they end up just smacking into the face of one of the pirates who just falls over screaming with a marten attached to him. Get it off! Get it off!
And then we pick up the other Molten and Tibble can intimidate him through him.
Reloading! At some point,
The
this
beauty
became
of
one
this
piece.
situation is the fact that neither of them need to breathe. So they can
Yeah.
stay underwater and still use all of their abilities with no problem.
That's what I was saying. Go under the ship and just nuke it. We have Molten landmine, sea mines. Death Soldiers. Yeah, that's what they're called. Death Soldiers.
I'm suddenly now just thinking long term here. Just never actually end up getting cannons for a ship. We always use non-conventional methods for attack and defense.
Well, to be fair, explosions underwater do more damage.
This is true.
That's why Death Soldiers were so devastating. Because water doesn't compress. But Timbo doesn't know this. He just thinks it's cool.
Well, I'm sure a drill instructor at some point would have pointed out to him, if you're in water and they have explosives, get out of the water.
Hey, remember something, Rosalia. The Imperium of Glorious Balkistan does not have a navy.
I wonder why.
We're working on it, okay?
Doubt? Anyways, I am ready for morning whenever you are.
Once Wolven learn that land water sleds or thing, they probably will learn how to use it.
I have
By
one
beating
important
it out of
question.
somebody till they teach them how to use it. That's how they learn stuff.
So, the Martins do not sleep, so they would know when morning comes before anyone else actually awakens. Are they going to go into the food area to get food for everyone?
Yes. However, they're aware of the trap. You know, the at least the gun, the turret, and so they open the door from afar before they actually go in.
Has Quizen had the time to do the updated defenses yet?
Not
Probably
fully. They open the door, the turret is still down, but there is a snap as a string slowly disappears, well, not slowly, but semi-slowly disappears behind the Martins, leading up the stairs to a different part of the ship.
Oh no!
About a minute so later, a very large bell above Timber will ring. It is similar to a church bell.
Gong, gong. Okay, so anyway, Timbo gets out from his bed. He's only wearing he's basically naked except for his helmet. And he grabs a sword and shield and runs down.
Hold up. I'm rolling advantage on this because I have the large ears innate thing.
Yeah, but you're in a complete different part of the ship.
Well, you said it's a big old church bell. It doesn't matter, I rolled crap anyways. I'm still asleep.
If anyone wants to try wake up from this, they can roll perception at disadvantage.
Wouldn't that cancel out wouldn't that cancel out with my keen hearing then?
Yes. So you
Considering
would
I'm
just
Okay, so it would have been disadvantage, but I would have rolled normal, which means I still ended up rolling a 2 anyways, so...
I basically count perception when you're sleeping at disadvantage unless you have a bonus to it. There are
Dungeon Master.
yes.
For right now, Tempo's armor class is 15.
Good to know. Also, you don't need to roll wake up because this very loud thing was right above you. It is still ringing in your helmet as you head down.
Okay, so Groggy, Captain Templedore, Jacob Master Von Glorious, Naked Stand goes down.
Oh my god.
For the Martins, what would they have been up to in the minute as they will eventually hear a thunk, 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 thunk?
They will have dug out supplies, rations, and making their way towards the... Well, probably in a minute, they were just still digging out the rations and about to head out to take it to, everybody else.
Timber, as you enter the room, at first there's nothing, and then except a small pile of rations in the center of the room, and then one of the Martins appear out of straw holding another ration, and the other one drops down from the ceiling where there was a little gap between the floor above and that room with an extra ration or two.
Temple will look at them and go, "Can you wake me up without the alarm system?" While the attackers, Temple goes through the door.
The turret is off. The door is probably off now too.
just roll the attack since he opens. He sets the thing off by going through the door.
He just really wants to get shot at, apparently.
Okay, yeah. I will pretend Quizen left it on. Oh. I rolled a 20.
Okay,
Draw a card.
So anyway,
Hold on.
So Temple.
Hold on.
What?
Ow.
I gotta draw a card.
Ow.
You wanted Quizen to upgrade the turret, and now you're about to feel it in full force.
And he forgot.
So this would be...
He forgot to turn it off.
So this would be piercing?
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Timber, I'm gonna need you to give a Constitution saving throw.
It's okay, guys. I have the perfect.
Sorry.
The perfect
Dexterity.
Dex? Okay.
I was looking at the wrong
I
one.
have the perfect version. This is gonna be hilarious. Regardless, this is gonna be hilarious.
And before you roll one.
Close enough.
Ow! I'm in physical pain over here.
Blast to the elbow. Triple damage. And one of your arms, the DM decides which hand or determines randomly, is disabled entirely for 1d4 weeks.
Oh no!
So, as you throw open the door, which is your dominant hand.
Okay.
Which is, are you left or right?
Temple's left-handed.
So, as you throw open the door, your arm is the first thing that turret sees as it just gets you right in it. It travels up the arm.
Dungeon Master?
Yes?
Can this be a groin shot?
Gorin?
Goring or groin?
To his crotch.
The crit said specifically to the arm.
It's specifically to the arm, so we're not going to be able to change
I
that.
was gonna say that is an extra limb for Temple.
Oh my!
No.
Oh my God!
Okay, please remember PG-13.
Alright, fine.
As your arm is shot, the bullet basically travels through it before coming out the elbow, and you take 7 points of damage. It will be 2 weeks that your arm is basically useless unless you get, I would say, magical healing.
Typically with these, we treat it because it did not say that it could be healed earlier with magical healing, it would be somewhat useful, but anything he tries to use with that hand would be a disadvantage, or at least a penalty, until the 2 weeks has passed.
Ugh!
Did I hear that?
At least Quizzin got it walking good. I can't hold him for that. Ow.
You could probably hear that. I would say between Timber's chained owl and the shot itself, it could have woke anyone who wishes to be awake for this.
So what everyone else on the rest of the ship hears is just.
So much for the Martin Pulse. He's not going to be able to do that for quite some time.
I got an extra arm, it's fine.
Oh my God!
I guess Tempo could just switch arms and just have his weak arm be the shield
Yep.
arm.
Yeah, but then you take an accuracy penalty.
Do just want to ask, Larius, it seemed like you want to say something?
No, I'm good.
I guess I'll roll out of bed and shuffle on down to see what's going on over here.
To the loud thunk and pained noises, I know that Rosali and Larius is getting up. Are you, Shiro?
Probably. I mean,
The three of you kind of shuffle through the hold and down the stairs into where the food would be, seeing two Martins kind of looking innocent with rations being held, and Timber kind of clutching his arm that hangs limply.
Tempo's gonna take his, since it's still reloading, he's just walking out. Yeah, don't go in there, it hurts.
Quick question: the projectile, was it a bullet or was it a dart?
Bullet.
All right, so it just went straight through.
Yeah, it basically traveled up like this side of the arm and out the elbow.
Ow! My arm's tingling just thinking about that. What the hell happened? Why is Timber bleeding?
I like watching Dylan's knife broken.
I'll mute my microphone.
It's not important anymore. I'll be fine.
The gun shot him.
I will discipline you later, Larius.
Why are you going to discipline me? What did I do?
You woke me up from my slumber.
Yeah, doing my job.
You
It's not
didn't
my
ask
fault
for.
you did this.
You didn't ask first.
To do my job?
I told you to ask first.
Yeah, to let you in, or to let us in. We didn't need to. There's no lock on it.
The fact
Tempo's
that
very
he's technically
disappointed.
right is the part that annoys me the most about all this.
Tempo's gonna start putting his armor on.
I'd offer to
still
heal you, but I
disappointed.
don't think you learned your lesson.
Can we at least get your arm bandaged up? You're bleeding everywhere.
No,
I'll
no.
be
Let
fine.
him keep it.
The floor is starting to look a
What,
lovely
Larius?
scarlet
Larius?
in front of the door.
Larius. He wears plate mail. If he bleeds into the plate mail and then it dries, then we all suffer from the smell of dried blood for the next week.
We live in an ocean. We can push him in for a bath. He'll be fine. Why do
Push
we
him in
have
for
a
a
gun? When did we get a gun? How did we afford a gun? And
The
you
gnome
two
did it.
in the hay bale. Never mind. Just you two do your own thing. Just stay there. Someone, for the love of God, barricade this door before they get out.
All the food's on that side.
Who cares? We'll get more food.
Oh my god.
You and I are vegetarians. We don't need this anyways. We're on a tropical island.
Yeah.
There's grass and like fruit
You have
trees.
killed Chim.
Lyrius.
Oh yes, what
The
can I
two
do
wolves-
for you?
The 2 wolves are on this side of the door.
That's fine. I trust the wolves more than I trust whatever on the ungodly earth planes those are.
Fair
I
enough.
can't even see one of them. I just hear it all the time.
Roselia,
Yes.
I am very upset that you think I would eat you if I'm starving.
I was trying to make a point to the deer. I didn't mean to insult you.
Do you want your arm fixed?
I don't. It feels like I don't. It hurts a lot more than it normally does. I mean, you can try, but I don't think it's gonna help.
Can
let's
you at
just go
least move your
stabilize
fingers?
this.
Tibble tries to wiggle his 4-digit.
It is very slow and very painful.
Yeah,
No, I'm going
I
back.
can walk through this.
It
The
feels the bone in your arm as you try and move feels like it is shifting.
I'm okay. Oh, thanks a lot,
Hey.
medic guy.
No, but before you go, you have experience embalming, right? So you can set bones.
I don't know. Can you break them?
Doesn't
I'm pretty
matter.
good at
What
breaking
matters is
bones.
that Timber already has a broken bone.
I don't think that's broken. I think that's far worse than broken. There's a hole going from palm A to elbow A. So, I think there's bone missing.
Well then, let.
I-
Okay, what is?
Come
No,
to the
no,
apothecary. I'll see what I can do.
no. There was a master at the order. He was an expert in dealing with dismemberment. I'm trying to remember his name. Lord IKEA, that was his name. Okay, he taught some things there. I could try to apply here.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, if you think you can help me, you can try to help me. But as a glorious Inquisitor, I'll be fine. I mean, if anything, the enemy needs me to be I'll fight him with one arm kind of tied behind my back. Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be able to take him on.
Well,
will
there's
say-
good news. If he bleeds out, I can use gentle repose. He won't die on us immediately.
Timber, I'm all
What?
for the idea of tying that arm. But let's tie it in front, not in back, so that way the tendons don't get damaged.
What's a tendon?
Muscles. The stringy bits of
Oh, it's
muscles.
It's okay. It's okay.
So Lyrius is jumping towards Timber's back and just kind of smashes into
Flop.
Timber's back and flops down to the ground.
Just like the chandelier.
Just like the bullets earlier, nothing penetrates. Oh wait, he doesn't even have armor on. You hit into
Yeah.
your furry backside, but yet it's still as strong as plate.
Yeah, it failed just like with the chandelier.
You giant fluffy thing dying of blood loss. My office. Someone grab the thing slumped to the floor.
I mean, technically, I'm supposed to die for the Empress, but I guess this isn't a worthy.
We can arrange that
sacrifice.
later. For now, you're useful. Get in the damn office.
Lyrius is
Okay,
going to
fine.
come over
We'll
and
go-
do a cure wounds. Since Lyrius is just a little bit incapacitated at the moment.
Ow. Sorry. Tried to be a microphone, didn't get to it in time.
Wait, what? I'm so confused.
Martin Larius. One of the Martins are knocked out. The other one came to heal Timber. And that would at least stop the bleeding, but not help the internal damage.
I'll still go to see if Shovel Boy can do anything.
Something occurs to me. We are literally going to a hospital. So technically us shoving off is in the best interests right now.
Roselia,
Yes.
can you help me with my armor?
Yeah, I can help you put it on. You know, some of these
Thank
pieces
you.
are heavier than I am, so I'll just do my best.
Well, I'll put it on, and then you can do the straps.
That I can do.
Any armor that goes on the left arm is extraordinary. Yeah, wow, words. Painful. It's painful.
Oh, Dungeon Master, you think Temple cares about pain?
In this case,
And rolling
maybe.
a 1.
What the?
Ow!
It was a Martin gift.
That one.
Ow! Okay, I got it.
Now I'm kind of imagining the shattering chandelier is the sound that his arm made.
Glass elbow, huh?
Tempo's just gonna like bite down on. He's gonna like pull out one of his extra long swords and just bites down on it.
You know something I just realized?
Mm.
Looking at the artwork for the game, Rose could actually wear one of Timber's pauldrons as a helmet. That is the size difference between them.
Yes.
Well, if Rose ever needs to do battle against the food armory's turret, she has a helmet.
No. Okay, his forearm armor plates would make good thigh guards for her, and his thigh guards would make good pauldrons. His codpiece alone is the size of a chest piece for her, or chest plate for her.
Wear that?
No, so the artwork on the stream end, it's currently underneath the map. Just the size of his armor versus how big she is.
Well, that's the difference between 18 strength and -1 strength.
Now listen here, you oversized shit.
Well, listen here, you undersized shit. It's okay. You're better at doing flippy things than I is.
This is true. I do the flip really good.
All right, so Tempo's in his armor. He goes to Larius's office, and then they're gonna do some wumbo jumbo.
I'm just gonna try and stabilize your arm as best I can, man, until we can get to a hospital or something better. I don't have anything really high def yet for healing.
Anything's better than nothing.
I'm just gonna fasten you a sling or something. Like, that's probably your best bet for now. Just keep it tucked away where no one can see it.
You know what?
On the
Shield.
plus side, like I said, Larius did manage to do a little bit of healing.
Rosalia, you might want to hold him down. We gotta straighten one of these bones. This is not gonna be pretty.
Oh, it can't be that
Hold
bad.
on. Hold on. I actually have the perfect thing for this. I hop off to my room, and then I hop back with the calming herbs. Timber, put down on this.
That
Timber
smells of
sniffs and
cloves,
goes,
whatever.
this smells like vegetables, and he tries to eat it.
Don't swallow. Do not swallow this.
No, let him swallow it. He's fine.
Ugh. Ugh. I hate vegetables.
Alright, hold his chest.
Did he swallow it?
He did.
Yes.
He'll live.
Today
He's
is
just
going to
stupid.
be unique. At least he's not going to be in pain.
All
We
right.
might.
While you two are laughing, I'm just gonna straighten immediately.
Just give me a quick medicine check.
Sure thing. Let me go to actions real quick.
Maybe advantage since Rosilia's helping him.
Let's see.
Would I roll mine as well, since I'm technically helping?
You can roll for an aid another to see if he gets
There you go.
advantage.
That arm's gonna be just fine, man.
I was I was very distracted. I was very
So,
distracted the fact that he just
Dungeon
ate
Master.
my herbs.
Dungeon Master. Maybe because of that one, Rosilia gives Temple too much medicine.
I think that one was him eating it instead of just
Yeah.
chewing
That-
on it.
You lost your grip on it. It's fine.
That one was a mix of Timber eating it, and as Larius shoves the bone where it should go with a small crack because the bone is kind of fractured. Timber jerks, and Rosalia, who was supposed to be holding him down, is suddenly against the wall on the other side of the room.
Timber.
My hamster
need
is getting
air.
antsy. If we be adventurers, let us
No,
adventure.
yeah. So Temple, he eats the thing, and then Lyris like pops the thing, and Temple's like, "Oh, that's not so bad." And then he just like kicks Rosilia just across the room. No!
Timber, because this would have to deal with your character. Jaffer has an influence where the herb effects will last days. Is that okay
Okay.
with you?
You know what, man? I honestly don't care.
Then for 3 days you are under the effects of this herb.
3 days
Oh,
is
boy.
the duration that must be in that sea. No.
I don't know why you guys were panicking. This is okay.
Where'd you get these herbs, and where do we get more of them?
I got them on another
Oh.
planet.
She got him from the place where I fought. Well, a long time ago, I was sent off to
Pass me the
die.
pillow. We'll just put him to sleep. Just,
and
just pass me
and
the
then
pillow.
and then there's this horrible monster and me and my
Hey,
laptop.
you want to grapple check him?
We ended up on this
we
island
attacked it.
because an ethereal entity transposed us from a different land. These herbs
And then
come from that land. I don't even know if you can get them here.
Okay,
And then
so from what I know, it seems to be psilocybin mixed with what I think might have been clove. These are
And then-
attainable.
And then we fought
I'll
to the
say-
death.
You know, I never actually asked what was in it. I just took it at face value because when a master gives you something, you don't ask questions. But that
And then it
actually does
holded
sound
me-
right.
It was holding me by the throat.
Hey, you got a piece of paper or something?
Just-
Psilocybin?
and then
I know
it-
psilocybin.
No, just open
It laughed
open his
at me
mouth.
because there was.
What's the paper? Why are we shoving paper in his mouth?
We're
it-
not. I'm
it
taking some of it
stabbed
off
right
his
through
teeth.
me.
We can figure out what it is later.
It
I
left me to
have
die.
more of it in my bag.
Oh,
It'll keep-
fantastic then. Never mind. Just let
And
him
then
ramble.
I-
Let's
and
go.
then
If I gave him
found
all that I have, he would be dead right now.
out
That would be
chasing
doing us a
after it.
favor, but hey,
No, it would
it's
not.
okay.
Then we'd be
And
alone
then-
with the Martins.
No, he'd be fine. We'll just put a coin over his eye. He'll last for months. Like
I
jerky.
kept chasing
but wolf.
after it.
I am. No, you're
Up
you're
this
not
mountain.
making the paladin into a zombie.
He's not a
Then-
zombie. He's just gonna lay there.
And then
Like
it
Sleeping Beauty.
collapsed.
Only ugly as hell.
Hey, you know what? I am very sexy. You take that back. Anyway,
Oh, don't.
Someone get one of the Martins. Maybe we can make him think he's like he doesn't have bones or something. He just has to lay here for a couple of days so he doesn't break this arm again.
what even
Sorry, just
bones?
the constant backdrop of him mumbling to himself is fucking perfect.
I mean, if he goes out of line, we just have to push on his elbow, and I think he'll either pass out or roll over, one of the two.
I'm convinced he can't even feel right now.
Just turn his head to the side so he doesn't drool and drown. Let's just go get some more sleep.
Yeah, fair enough.
Eh,
You do that. I'm going to do one final checklist on the ship. Get the sails ready to unfurl. Get the anchor ready to be weighed. All that stuff.
Oh no!
Genuinely,
gotta
do we
do
have a spare
captain
sock
stuff.
or like something that's very absorbative to put in his mouth
Temple
or next
starts
to it
walking up to
so he doesn't die?
behind the ship, to where the captain's wheel is at, and he gets ready.
Oh no, he's just.
So he walks up the stairs. Lyrius and Rosalia was a little distracted, stumbling his way up past Shiro.
He's gonna
He's
Mr.
now
Magoo it.
he almost falls down the railing as he's leaning against the wheel.
I'm gonna walk up there, and if he tries to do anything stupid, I'm seriously gonna twist that bad arm.
I really want to know at what point in time we entered One Piece.
I came into this session, and apparently it's One Piece. Since he's kind of dumb as hell right now, is this under animal handling?
Well, his intelligence was already low enough to count.
All right, big
I'll have
guy,
you
we need to get you
know.
to bed. Like, you're gonna have a bad time if you don't. Oh my god.
Animal
Let's
handling
go.
versus insight.
Come on. Come on.
I don't think you can insight right now.
Come
Insight
on,
at
big guy.
disadvantage.
This
It's
is
like
like
your chamber, so you shut up.
this was a DC 15, and he is guiding you.
Come on.
Just a quick check. OOC, Chim, are you okay?
I'm good.
Okay.
All right.
But I'm the captain.
You are the captain. We're taking you to the captain's quarters, where the captain can be quiet and not kill us all in our sleep.
When you enter the captain's quarters, it's a mix between a military station, war room, and a captain's quarters with a fancy bed to the side. Above it is a giant church bell with a coil of string-like rope next to it.
Okay. So, Rosalia, take anything sharp and put it on the other side of the room. Secondly,
I will not take his sword. Believe me, we're in.
anything else, Pointy.
Okay, I will gladly take everything else, but I know you do not touch his sword.
I don't plan on
That
touching
would
it.
be
A small
very,
checklist.
very
You first, Timber.
unintelligent to touch my weapon.
A small checklist of
I
the
would
other
hate
sharp
to-
things include his pens, his quills, his boots, probably his toothbrush, his forks and spoons, his
Temple
pillow.
has like 5 level swords too.
The spoon is too sharp to trust him alone with it.
How is his
Probably.
pillow too sharp to touch?
Don't ask me. It's Timber.
It's a. Don't you know the Empress has given us pillows that can also be used as a weapon, just in case we get attacked while
you
we
see,
sleep.
He
See,
put
it's
a
actually
shield.
200 IQ play is that his pillow is actually a sack full of caltrops. Since he always wears a helmet, it doesn't matter. And if someone comes in the middle of the
Exactly.
night, he just throws the bag out on the floor.
Exactly.
That or there's a shield in the pillowcase with a pointed end.
His pillow is his shield. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Secondly, do you have a knife or something so we can cut that clapper out for now, or at least like disarm the bell?
Yes,
I think it already
anything
has
in
been.
the room.
Temple
Ropes-
will. Temple. Hey guys, Temple pulls out the Fable.
The what?
Remember the special dagger Temple bought
Okay,
a long
I'll just.
time ago?
No, I wasn't here for that. I think.
Yeah. This is like previous. Does Temple still have the Fable?
Um,
That was
Was
like
that
from last campaign.
Uh,
But he did trade stuff for it.
I would like to make a quick investigation check to whether or not I realize the bell's already been disarmed, because you'd specifically said that the rope was detached, right? Because it retreated up the steps.
What's your bonus to investigation?
0.
Then roll.
Dungeon Master.
So, I remember us saying almost everything you had from the previous game is gone. If this was something that wasn't magical or the like, I will let you keep it because it was like a small thing.
Yeah, it's literally just a dagger.
Okay, in which case you can have it, and Rosalia, you will notice that the bell is basically disabled. The only way it would ring is if someone would to either set it back up or hit it to make it ring.
Okay. I don't know how long he's gonna be out.
I just realized when you mentioned things getting left behind, I did a quick check of my inventory. I still have a map of Serpent's Basin.
You can either keep it as a keepsake or just remove it.
Well, I mean, if anyone ever wonders what land we came from.
No one will know it's a different world, though. I came from a different world. Yeah, that looks like I'm from across the sea. No, I'm telling you, it's a different world.
And I end up inadvertently creating a new wave of exploration frenzy as people are trying to find this new land I came from.
You were literally creating One Piece at this point.
Oh,
I left everything I
Rosalia.
owned at One Piece.
I left everything I owned in Serpent's Basin.
See? Serpent's Basin, new lore, throw it into the ocean, see who finds it.
Oh, Rosalia, I'm pretty sure Serpent's Basin's okay, since that's the place where I came from. So Wolven are probably marching onto every city and every town, making
Yes,
sure
they
that
are.
they all gloriously
Alright.
handle
No.
the Empress's
His
golden
army's
Timber?
gonna be-
ship. And
Timber?
they all love and
Timber.
Yes.
I have a water sled to go steer. You sit here and write all about all of the amazing things the Empress's army is doing.
with this piece.
I will do that. And Temple starts drawing pictures, of course.
I don't mean to be that guy, but you two seem to be awfully close as you say you fell through a dimension or something. I have some bad news. You should probably stay in here to keep an eye on him.
Who's going to... Do you know how to
I
operate
can
a ship?
drive.
No, not you.
Hold on. As stupid as it sounds, he has telekinesis. It's safest if he's manning the sails.
And before Timber became captain, he did want to be the one to stir it, and everyone said he could, which means he would have had training for it.
Alright.
Technically, he is a
But
smart
Timber is stoned out of his mind. Can he actually be the helmsman?
Oh, Azelia, you underestimate the power of faith and a calm mind.
Does someone have a pacifier for this giant thing?
He probably does. It's just sharp.
Don't you know Wolven children are told to run around with sharp and pointy objects? Unlike you heathens who shield your puppies from the dangers of the world, that ensures that only the strong survive.
I have a
Wolven,
strange feeling he got through by accident.
Wolven are the type of people who, when you give them a lollipop, will sharpen it into a sharp edge.
Everything is a weapon if you have enough faith.
We can discuss more about that, Lyrius, up on deck after we've gotten Timber in bed and closed the door.
Oh, but I'm already up here.
But wait,
Other Lyrius.
choke this thing. You are literally testing my faith.
Oh, don't worry. That pain goes away after about a week of being with these people.
Oh, the ocean is vast and wondrous and deep. I wonder what a life would be to be a fish at this moment.
You wonder why? You wonder why I smoke this stuff? Now you know.
Share, please.
Okay, I'm just going to be slowly pushing him towards the door as this conversation's happening, leaving Timber in his quarters.
Hey, fake Lyrius, would you give me a intelligence saving throw, please?
Here it goes.
Azelia, before you go. Azelia.
What?
Actually,
whatever you do, do it for the Emperor.
Here we go.
I plan on it.
Alright, you can go now.
Neat.
Jeez, you guys roll so terribly on these.
I'm glad they
I mean,
roll
it's not-
It's okay,
terribly.
Larius. It's okay, Larius. One of these
It's almost
days
as if
we're
they don't
gonna
have their
get
defenses up when they're
a
dealing with
revenge
friends.
on you, and it will be
Yeah, it's
glorious,
kinda
and it'll be
getting
very
annoying.
painful. But whatever.
Timber?
That's cool.
Sorry, I just want Larius to say what he wanted to.
Oh, I'm just discovering things about this application. I'm realizing I can resize windows finally. It wouldn't let me do it the first, 3 times we've done this.
I wasn't sure if it was game or not. Wanting to check.
No.
So, Lyrius, you feel a sensation that you could jump into the water and try to experience being a fish, but it's not very strong.
I itch my neck where I assume there would be gills and then glare at you.
I've just got an innocent,
Maybe.
happy little face.
They've explained to me what you do. No, if you ever fall in battle, if I have to revive you, ever, I'm making sure you come back without your frontal lobe.
Who even needs a frontal
That
lobe
may
when
be
you can
the
just have
single.
skull?
I just clearly closed the door. That may be the single most cutting comment or threat that anyone has ever made to that thing.
There's more to come. Now let's get some damn
I-
sleep.
I
Sleep,
don't
it's
know,
morning.
Rosalia, I think putting him on a diet would have been like the most threatening thing ever.
How is he talking through the door?
I have a very
It's
loud
very,
voice.
it's very muffled.
Uh,
I have a
At
very
this
loud
point-
voice.
somewhere.
At this
Lord.
point, it's not Timber talking. He talked so much you're just hearing his voice in your head, Rosalia.
Of
Nah,
course.
that's what a typical guy
No,
does.
there's 3 of them.
No.
just somehow-
Lyrius is transmitting the Timber's thoughts and such through to everybody.
The Martin phone is relaying his high ramblings.
So Timbo's gonna walk on his coloring book.
Okay. I'm
So-
going to go to the helm with Lyrius. So we
And
can
Lyrius.
with big Lyrius, not little Lyrius. I'm ready to shove off whenever.
Might as well go now before he decides to get up and come out here.
Why are you giving him ideas?
If he comes out here and he falls overboard, I genuinely do not have the strength to carry him out. And unless these 2 little rats are the ability to become a makeshift buoy,
If he falls into the water in full armor, he's going to leave a crater on the seabed.
To be fair,
Well-
he's not in full armor because he asked you to put him, help him get dressed, and before that, he ate drugs. He has one arm covered in bandages, and the rest of him is, the helmet. That's all.
Oh no, Dungeon Master! Dungeon Master!
I am worried, but yes.
I'm out
He's
of
so
uniform.
high that his OOC.
is that a
I'm
what?
out of uniform. I need to get in uniform. Timbo's gonna put on his armor as fast as he can.
When
As
you're
you
so
guys-
high that your OOC is high too.
As you guys move the ship for the next 2 or 3 hours, you can hear him shuffle in his captain quarters, trying to get dressed and failing.
Ow! Ow!
There is pauldrons on his legs, and there is a boot on one of his hands. It is not well.
The next time we hit port, someone's gonna ask for the captain, and I do not want to be here. Purely speaking, I will
It's
asphyxiate
okay,
from
I
laughter.
still have the hat on. It'll be fine.
Oh my god.
Somehow his hat stays on this entire
Where's the
time.
wolf? Shiro, was it? Are you here?
I've probably tried to go eat my meal in peace while this is all going on. Because I don't know what I would be able to contribute.
Right.
Uh,
So
How funny, guys, out of character. How funny would high tempo recaps be?
what?
High tempo recaps.
Recaps? I'm not sure.
so what?
This
Every
is
time that Timber does the recap at the beginning of an episode, he does it while high.
Yes.
That's up to you on that one, man. I just tune out half the time. I just read my notebook.
It's okay. You're a heretic.
I will.
Oh wait, no, you're not a heretic. You're a loyalist. Sorry, I apologize. I'm getting used to this whole thing of you being loyalist, conscripted under the Empress's will, against your will, but she doesn't care. She loves you anyway.
I
So
don't know who the person is.
it's been 2 hours. Have we embarked?
Yeah, I said he's like the 2-3 hours is when you were going to the beach, like while you were moving.
Timber's gonna keep trying to put his armor on.
I just need to know when next to do something.
At this point, you guys can show up at the beach that is by the shack whenever you wish.
Is there a pier or a dock or anything like that?
There is not. In fact, the beach is slightly littered with a little wood and remains. It looks like around this area, a lot of fishing ships tend to crash, and a few bigger ships. They try to clean it up, but there's some things that are too big to properly clean up.
Seeing that there's an unusually high amount of debris, I would like to go to the side of the ship and check the waterline to see if I see any indications of like coral reefs or rocks jutting or anything like that.
Perception check. Just a moment, I was typing something. Yeah, you said you wanted to keep the ship a decent amount out, so you're not currently over them, but they are there. Considering this is also kind of in early years of watchtowers and such, there's not one like a lighthouse along this beach, so ships can see this at night or early morning, and that's probably why it has so much wreckage.
Yeah, coral reef. Upside, we can be sure that the anchor will be able to get purchased. Downside, we're going in by longboat.
Do we even have a longboat?
Got a lifeboat. That counts.
Assume that the ship would just by default come with one.
Don't
Yeah.
ships always have a lifeboat? That's kind of standard equipment.
Yeah, they do.
Lifeboat probably not, but longboat yes.
Well, the longboat kind of is a lifeboat, I guess. Either way, we have small boat. Yes.
Yes, you do. It
Okay.
can fit 6 people on it.
Yeah. The moment that we're anchored down, I'll start getting the longboat ready.
Dungeon Master,
Yes?
is Timber somewhat dressed?
Somewhat dressed, yes. He could have probably got on his, like, underclothing. Well, I'm talking about armor-wise, he would have had a problem.
Like his breastplate, probably.
Yeah, the simple things like a cloth shirt, pants, etc. Those, no issue. Might be inside out or something, but nothing big. The pauldrons, the breastplate, that would be a little bit harder.
Timber looks at himself in the
Timber?
mirror.
Timber,
Yes.
could you give me an intelligence saving throw?
Oh no.
Porque!
I would say you probably have disadvantage considering, well, you know.
Wouldn't it be more advantage because he's more calm to resist
He's out of sync with reality. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
reading a
so
different language
me
trying to
trying-
read his mind.
Yes, but me trying to change his perception of the world with him out of sync would make him have disadvantage. Because it would be much easier. Excellent. For the next day, you believe that the door to your quarters is actually on the wall that leads into the ocean.
The wall, though, so
He
You
he
guys,
does.
you guys hear a kazonk? Ow.
I'm more worried for Timber because even his maps are probably sharp.
It's a cruel
Guys.
irony that everything about Timber is sharp except his mind.
Guys.
Is that just the name of his like Art Deco? It's just cruel irony.
So just eye twitch and ear twitch as he's just guys.
Timber, you're making me feel
God.
so bad for you right now.
No.
Guys,
Larius.
Hmm?
help.
It is a hospital. They might be able to do something for him.
Somebody move the door.
We need to get him into the longboat.
If you have a sleep spell, a considerably high amount of rope, and something to shove into his mouth, that is probably the best chance we are going to have at this.
I could tie his
Guys.
muzzle shut with my sling.
I'm not saying that. I'm more worried about him knocking the boat over.
Quick thing. This is just an influence, Timber. This is up to you. It
Yeah.
is you manage to put your gauntlets on your legs and your leggings on your arms.
Well,
They won't fit.
the
No matter
legging on
how
the arm
much
will
Temple
be.
tries, they won't fit.
No. Okay. So obviously you couldn't fit the arms onto your legs,
Oh.
but the pauldrons and the thigh guards, since those just clip on. He's a thick boy, got the big hips.
So kind of like a kid when they don't know what they're doing and just strap like shoulder pads to every part of their body.
Guys. Can someone please help me? I can't Crusader right now.
I want to influence my own game to give Timber a hug.
He doesn't deserve one.
Let's just.
Do you have an idea? Like, do we tie him to the raft and just sit on him?
I will say
As
with how
to
Timber's
an honest captain, I command somebody to help me with my armor and fix this door. Why is it over here now?
Okay.
This doesn't make sense.
Larius.
Everything's so. I'm distressing because I'm so calm in this situation.
Larius, you have opposable
Why am I
thumbs.
so
You can help me
calm?
deal with his armor problem. Shiro.
My
Shiro?
hamster is getting
I make
antsy.
I use
Shiro.
minor
Let
I
us
use minor
adventure.
illusion.
Using minor illusion.
I'm using minor illusion, and I'm making the door look like a wall, and a wall look like a door. The actual door look like a door to Timber.
Oh no! Why?
Timber, before your eyes, the walls and doors are shifting almost like constantly. You look to one, and there's a wall, and then there's a door, and then it's a door wall. And as this is happening,
I'm
because of
tripping balls.
because of the influence, Quizen comes and starts to help you as he gives you a big hug, worried about you. But he is a small gnome, so he kind of hugs your leg and then starts to take off the pauldrons and help you.
Shiro,
Thanks, Quizen.
you go find Quizen because
Quizen is in the room.
What the? Hey!
Quizen
How do you do that?
He walked by you
Quizen.
just to go help Timber.
He's so tiny.
Quizen.
Yes, sir.
You die last. Thank you.
Oh my god.
Quizen.
Quizen. We need to get him ashore to that hospital.
To suck eggs.
We can't get him into the longboat with him like this. Do you have anything you could
You just
sedate
didn't
him
bring
with
him
that
to the
isn't
hospital
a
and tell
blunt
him,
object? No,
Here.
Do you have?
He
Do you have
gives
anything you could?
Timber. It's like a little mechanical ball, and there are rings. I'm reading to announce them, and they move and make noises. And there's like a little bead in there. It's like a little red one, and it's like a puzzle cube, but it's a sphere, and it's very distracting.
Quizzin. We need something to sedate him with that isn't a blunt object. Blunt objects don't work on him. We've tried.
Wait. We haven't
before-
tried blunt objects, right? They don't work. But what about a blunt in general?
He just ate one, and that's why we're in this boat in the first place.
I know, but if we give
Timber?
him more, he'll eventually pass out.
Due to organ failure?
That's
Okay.
fine. We're going to
Guys,
the hospital, right?
influence.
That's not. No.
I'll have you know.
Guys,
Rules
we
and-
have
and-
influence.
and biology.
And let Tim speak,
Okay,
please.
let's wait for the influence.
Timber, this is for you again. So you get to deny it if you want. Quizzin hugging you, you believe you are in a bear hug being held up, making it easier for you to be led onto the boat.
Man, Quizzin, you really hit the gym. I am so proud of you.
Quizzin will start leading Timber by the leg to the boat.
Don't question. It's working for the moment. Lyrius, have that rope ready. The exact second that he's in that boat, tie his ass down.
I just want a picture now
Why?
of like Quizzin being super beefy, holding Timber up.
Now, I'm in the boat. You guys don't need to do anything that would upset me and make me take this freaking punch. Anyways, let us go.
Just picturing him going full Tasmanian devil with and bobbling head and everything when he has that. Just everyone leans back at the same time.
So,
I might be calm, and I might be wounded, but I can guarantee you, I'm still dangerous.
I would say
Hmm.
all of you, because 2 of you are Martins and 1 is a, wolf, could probably fit on the boat, except for Quizzin, who will stay on the ship.
Yeah, gotta have somebody watch it.
Quizzin,
Yes, sir.
if somebody besides us comes to the boat, I want you to fight until the last man.
He is the
you.
last man.
Quizzin, if someone comes on the boat, just lead him to the food area and see what happens.
That was my plan.
Actually, there you go. There you go. We know there's pirates in the area. Okay, so if there are pirates, lead them down to the. I keep wanting to call it a food armory. Timber has broken me. The hold.
I
Lead them down to the hold.
I just shown you the true and proper way.
Just pretend to submit and let them open the door, and there you go. You're good to go.
After
however,
they're
they're
shot, I
like-
guess you could take them as your Quizner.
Yeah. Quiziner.
Mm-hmm.
I do have one question. Is this a let them get shot by the turret, bring them to the food armory, or shoot grape shot and sink the ship, take them to the food armory?
Both.
Now you're calling it a food armory too. We are all broken. Do not sink the ship. It's at a very shallow angle. It should just ricochet off the floor, shouldn't it?
Look, guns, turrets. What? I'll just shoot him.
Okay, I mean, if you got a way to shoot them, then just do that.
There's crashed boats around here, right?
Yes, that's why we're anchored all the way out here. We gotta take the longboat past it.
I wonder if there's a ship out here with a spare cannon or two that got washed ashore. Food for
You're a
thought.
genius. Okay, while we're dealing with the hospital stuff, you can be scouting the beach.
Was that a me or was that the gnome.
Well, I
That-
mean, Quizzin, the ship's anchored in place, but that doesn't mean that you can't be taking a look around. Do you have any sort of like telescope or periscope or anything?
Where's the
I
wolf?
don't-
Where's Shiro?
Shiro,
Yes.
where are you?
I thought we were getting on the longboat.
Yeah, we are. Okay. So who is it? Who
Shiro.
is it that had the idea for scanning for wreckage?
Me,
Who's me?
Lyrius.
Serious.
Lyrius.
Shovel boy.
That was all me.
Sho- Yeah, Lyris, you can all go.
I'm not sure if magic can save this, but I believe I'm on the verge of having a stroke.
You and me both.
So this conversation is
Calm down,
happening as
Larry.
you all row the boat to shore. Quizzin is
Larry.
staying on the ship.
Lyris,
Yeah. So
Shovel boy.
What?
It's okay. You take Lyris and if anything bad happens, you can have them blow the bad things up, like they always do.
No,
Okay.
I have a better idea. How about we take one of them and the other one can be used for communication?
Okay, I've left Quizzin with instructions to survey the beach, survey all the wrecks, and if any of them stand out as having anything potentially useful or valuable on board, to mark those for later searching. But do not leave the ship himself yet.
I feel like
Okay,
McCoy from
Lyrius
Star
can
Trek.
take the gun, Martin.
Probably looking at it because he thinks
Captain Lunchbox,
Yes.
Captain Lunchbox, you are to go with Shovel Boy, and if anything bad or dangerous happens, you blow it up, okay? He's kind of important with his healing stuff.
Okay.
You know what?
I'll blow up the boat.
That is
No,
now
don't
his
blow
name.
up the boat. Don't blow up the boat.
You see, that
Dangerous.
That-
Things that will physically harm you or him, both at the same time. Don't blow up things that don't be dangerous to us. Okay? Can you do that for me? If you
Absolutely.
stop blowing, yeah. Tell you what, if you're successful, I'll take you off of your diet. Okay?
Okay. Can I
You
have my
listen
barrel
to
of
Shovel
food back
Boy.
too?
You just listen to Shovel Boy and help him with that. You're a very smart little boy. Okay? You be boy for him. And Timbo puts Lyrius on Lyrius.
oh, I do.
No, from now on, I'm calling him Captain Lunchbox because I'm tired of confusing Lyrius with Tim. Lyrius with
everybody.
Tim with Lyr. Why do I
Hilarious
taste
with
copper?
Lyrius.
Do you smell burnt toast?
Because I remember confusing Lyrius with Timber, but I'm also confusing Lyrius with Lyrius. So how am I doing that? And why do I smell toast?
You're thinking too much. You've had too much to think.
Not too much to think. I'm all funk.
While you're out there, see if you can find alcohol. Not for feeling, but for pleasure.
Damn straight. Why is the rum always gone? Obviously, I have the medical supplies with me. So have we made landfall yet?
Yes, I will say so.
Alright.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go this way. I actually, where is this town at? Like, is there a general direction?
It's not. It's out of town. It's a shack. It's
It's a
a
shack.
lone. It's a lone shack being used as a hospital.
So the shack was probably a few hours outside of town. You guys could have walked and instead spent the time on the boat, which is why you had to row to the shore to go up to the shack. You are currently on the beach, which is to the east of it. The shack is kind of northwest, and then the town would be west of the shack.
taking the ship allows us to continue along towards dealing with the pirates, and it also gives us experience with operating the ship. That's the logic there.
I was just saying.
Also, it doesn't leave the town. It doesn't leave the ship unattended back at the town, where it could potentially get raided or looted by people.
So just to
Let
know,
us go to the shack.
I know a lot of you are going to the shack. Who is going to be exploring the remains of ships for cannons?
I
That would
have to
be
go with Timber to the
Lyrius and
shack.
Lyrius.
And Chiro.
Oh, Lyrius, and Shiro. Larius is going to go with the others to the shack.
Alright, I will say for that one of you can roll investigation at advantage, as I assume the other two would be helping. The rest would be heading off to the shack. As you get... Go ahead.
But not you.
As you get to the shack, it is kind of mainly an open area on the beach. There is a wooden floor inside air section that is mainly where they are preparing things or have people who are more injured than others. Yet it's kind of an open section with either small cots or bedrolls on the sand where the injured are. Right now there are not too many, but there is still a fair deal of people. It seems to be more than this shack was made for. And they are being tended to by only one person outside.
I think I see what it was they needed help with. Manpower.
Well, luckily for you, Azealia, I'm a very big man.
They not that kind of manpower. Alright, I'm gonna wait until the medic appears to be between tasks before introducing myself.
They are moving fairly quickly between people as well. Well, as quickly as they can. You could find a moment where they are walking by you, and as you introduce yourself, she stops. She is a young tabaxi. By young, I mean like 20-something, and she looks upon the three of you, I believe, went? Timber, Martin, and Rosalia?
No,
Yep.
4 of us.
It's
Temple counts as 2.
oh my god. Yes, it's Timber, Larius, and Rose.
She nods as she is introduced by you, and she goes to say her name before seeing Timber's arm, gaps, "Oh no, what happened to him? Does he need help too?" And she'll walk over and start looking at his arm.
Yeah, he does need help, but that actually isn't why we came. We came because of the help flyer in town.
I just happened to get wounded on our way here.
And then we tried to give him some herbs to help deal with the pain, and rather than chewing on them, he swallowed them, and he's been like this ever since.
Oh, that does not sound good at all, but I am glad you're here. There's only two of us. We have next to no supplies. There are more people than we...
Supplies! I have supplies right here.
Oh, well, there is one problem. We don't have much money at the moment.
Pro bono?
My mother and father used to fish here, and when they passed, I used it to help who I could. One of the issues I had was the ship actually crashed 2 days ago, and it's in a kind of dangerous area. I'm not able to check for any survivors. And I was hoping someone could help with that, and the people on the ship would probably pay them.
We do danger regularly, and a wrecked ship sounds like a salvage opportunity.
As for the people here, well, if you leave me the supplies, I will make sure to pay you back when I can. Right now, it's only me and someone who has offered to help.
Well, Roselia, give them the equipment for their stuff. Perhaps I can get looked at before we go off and
Purge the enemy!
find and rescue them.
He does that every now and then. Okay, here's my offer. We go and get the people off that ship, and we leave these medical supplies and timber here with you. In exchange for tending to timber to the best of your ability, and for letting us have salvage rights on the beach, just for while we're here. We plan on moving on, but we are short on ship supplies ourselves that the debris field may help with.
Well, the town doesn't technically own anything out this far. Anything you find is yours.
That works for me. I hope you can do something with them. Larius, would you have any problem staying behind to help with some of the wounded here?
You might want to have everyone with you that you can. It is quite a dangerous area that the ship ran amok in. It's almost submerged, but not entirely. There's a little cave area that it kind of fell in, if that makes sense.
I'm just worried about leaving timber with you unattended.
Roselia, I'll be fine.
You'll be fine. You're always fine. You're indestructible. I'm worried about the people around you.
Roselia, I promised on the Empress's glory that I will not injure anyone here who does not attack me first.
That's about the best we're gonna get.
Oh wait, no, Coco.
I'll send my help with you. He knows where the ship crashed and might be able to help.
Yeah, having someone actually point it out would cut out a lot of time, yes.
She disappears inside the enclosed area, and when she comes back out, it is with... Well, Shiro is not with you, but the lizard that he had almost been stolen from is the one who comes out with her. He is still in kind of tattered clothing. His scales are currently a bit sandy. They are a almost majestic purple with hints of green to them.
So gray.
Yes, gray. Gray with deeper gray.
Majestic gray.
And he gives you a very courteous nod, but it does seem like he might not have the best manners. I will help where I can and show you it, if you do not mind.
Darius.
Yes?
Darius. I want you to go with Roselia because she's small and must protect. So 2 small makes 1 big.
Okay.
I will come to assist you as soon as I can. So survive until then so I can dunk on the normal.
Are you sure he only broke his arm? He seems a bit out of it.
He was always a little bit slow, and with the herbs, which again, they were meant to be smoked, they were not meant to be eaten.
I speak the language of the gods.
That.
I'm going to go get a rag for his head. She will disappear.
To lift my helmet.
She will put the rag on your helmet.
Just give it a squeeze, it'll get through the cracks, you'll find.
You are dealing with someone who has healed dying delirious people for her entire life. She will not put up with Timber's bullshit.
Yeah, you're proud, we get it.
Unfortunately for Hall, he walked with dying delirious people, not blessed by the Empress, and totally not dead, unfortunately.
Yeah, I get it. You're a big tough guy, but if you don't stop moving, big tough guy, I'm gonna end up making an artery. Now hold the fuck still.
I'm only upset that I can't be upset at that.
I'm ready to head out if you're ready to head out.
The lizard man will nod. I am ready myself. Do you have anyone else who will be coming with?
There's Lyrius, and Shiro. You'll know which Lyrius is which.
I see. For Lyrius, and Shiro, I know this wasn't long, so I won't let you have an investigation check at the moment. But when we get to the ship, you guys will be able to do the investigation check. And find whatever you want along the beach. Well, attempt to.
Copy.
Freaking Wolfa in chat. These edibles ain't crap. Jump cut to Timber State now.
To be fair, Rosalia, you put enough to fill Temple's mouth, and he's got a very, very big mouth.
Well, we're making our way back to the beach. I will actually be taking some of the calming herbs from my pouch and portioning off some of them.
I want to ask you guys, I don't mind finishing up this thing before we go, but as for the shipwreck and such, if this would be a good time to stop, and we normally stop in about 7 minutes. If you would like, we could go further. I just won't have maps. If we stop here, I can prepare a much more unique map.
I don't work tomorrow. I'm good.
Well, unfortunately, I also do not work tomorrow.
No, that's a fortunate thing. Timber.
I'd rather be
That's a good
making
thing.
money.
I
I'm
kind of would like a map.
I'm more saying, would you like to end the session here so I can make a map for next session, or would you like to continue doing Theater of the Mind?
Theater of the...
I mean, this seems to be a decent place to pause
Yes,
it, per
pretty
se.
good to pause it. Like tomorrow.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, because I get the feeling we're gonna make a whole huge thing of Shiro recognizing the lizard, so we're gonna have to deal with that on an own.
I'm also
haven't-
worried about the possibility of like a giant hermit crab or something in a ship with cannons.
All right.
my
Well,
God.
we are going to go ahead and end at this point then. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening for Red Flag Rejects Dungeons and Dragons. I apparently did not save the credits, so one moment.
So Zoro, the calming herbs have a weight of 0.1 pound per unit. So he had about 3 ounces.
We fed this man a brick.
He basically ate 2 dime bags.
To be fair, Rosalia said just bite down on the bag, and Timber is like, devour.
Hey, Dungeon Master. Too many wolves and conscripts have died of starvation for me to not waste anything that goes into my mouth. Their sacrifice will not be in vain.
It makes sense in his head.
I shall eat in their honor.
If we find any more of these calming herbs, I swear to God, we are like making and keeping 1 billion of them on hand.
I'm not sure whether he's better or worse like this.
All right, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening for Red Flag Rejects Dungeons and Dragons. I will be back tomorrow with more streaming. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, All those good things there on the website, as well as down in the description below. Thank you to my patrons, donators, and subscribers. It is because of all of you that I'm able to continue bringing these streams to you all. I really could not do it without you guys. Do consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/ZGFgaming. I am streaming full-time now, and I cannot continue to do so without your support. So share the channel, share the YouTube, promote the stream how you can with your friends. But for now, thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Timber,
I hope
there
you
you
all
go.
had fun.
I just hold up Timber's good hand to help him wave goodbye.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good night.
Good
all.
night.
So, before we, close everything up, this would probably be a good time for everyone to level up. I was
We
told
didn't
we were
really
supposed
do
to
anything,
level up.
though. We just manhandled you.
Yeah,
we-
we really
No,
didn't
no,
do
no.
anything tonight.
From the last
We've been
episode, we were
at level
supposed to-
3 for several episodes.
Either way, we'll be back next week with more red flags. We'll see you all next time.
One last
Bye.
thing. Just one last thing. That bit that I portioned off, I'm just handing that to Lyrius as soon as we get there. The deer, not the marten.
Yay.
Okay.